She has an owl named Scoop, and familiar owl named Scoop, and maybe it's just an owl. I think it's familiar though. Yeah. And since then, she had planned to return to Ur-Durra and try to sort of covertly, or basically like work against the Imperium sort of from the underground. She was really a lot of attention. Mm-hmm. Having broken the agreement she had made to work with them, work with their priests, before she realized how shitty they were. I think
how differently aligned their ideology.
Yeah. I think probably she was originally from Ur-Durra, and so I think it would probably be likely, given what we know now, that she was probably one of the early recruits when the Imperium started, reaching its tendrils into Ur-Durra. Mm-hmm. She was probably somebody who, they had persuaded or made a deal with early on in some fashion to come help, and it'll be like an exchange, and it'll be all positive for everybody. And then when she got there and realized what it was, it's like, I don't
know. Jared, can you pass me a toaster?
Oh, yeah.
Can you pass me a toaster?
Preparing for something. Shit. And roll focus.
You make focus. Full clinch for nothing.
Jared just had a flashback to his bartending days.
She has a magic fan. I mean, that she got in the place, in the woods.
The Gleamwood.
In the Gleamwood.
And it's saying.
Yes.
It's Nazir over here. So.
Mm-hmm. It's a little hard for me to tell which notes are appropriate to this campaign. It seems that I may have scribbled some other random notes.
There's some school notes on there.
Well, not school, but it does say up to 10 for Jared's campaign. Because I think Logan's maybe getting ready at the end of this one to make York for that adventure.
Yeah, someday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We'll see if I remember other things as we go. Yeah. That seems to be the gist of it.
Excellent. Well, the next returning character, Joel, why don't you tell us about Nibbles, the current state of Nibbles?
Give me just like a half a second.
Is anybody else ready to go right now?
Yeah. Aloysius Killjoy, Friendly Von Poodle Diggles, the third and a half, has got a small little shop.
Aloysius?
Aloysius. Al. Just call him Al for short. Make everyone's life easier. And yeah, he's had a little shop there where he fences stolen goods. And has been giving Nibbles a pretty good deal, and has offered his services to Nibbles if he needs assistance. He's been almost like a friend to him. But he's got a long history, an elderly gnomish figure that you'll sometimes see wearing a jet black suit with like a big purple gem in the hand and the chest. But yeah, older gentleman, kind, and I'm assuming has gotten called up somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I went with it because I couldn't remember everything, but Nibbles, Splattergat, Finn Whittle, Dylan Baum, Gnome Chomsky has been a traveler with the Big Help Gang for a while now. Just got exploded with his own tinkering to try to help his robotic friend, and is just getting ready to pop himself back into Ur-Durra, where, well, no, he would have gone back to his lab. So he's just hitting back to find his way to Ur-Durra. He went back to Ketten for a little bit, and then is flying in because he knows that shit is going down and his Uncle Chomsky is in need.
Yeah, yeah, I can't remember. Did your uncle go back to Ur-Durra ahead of you? I thought he was with you still in Ketten and early in Valkreath, and you were going to go back together.
I actually think it wasn't my uncle that we found. It was it him?
Oh, his coworker.
Yeah, we found his coworker. I have his name written somewhere. I have to find the right notebook, but he is with me. He came to Ketten with us and was setting up in our shop, but we hadn't had a chance to go yet.
Excellent.
Let me see if I can find his name somewhere. I gotta find the right damn book. Hold on. I have too many notebooks. We can't find
Yeah, same. Jared, why don't you tell us about your character if you're ready?
Grumblebug Black and Scraggle
Survive!
survived.
Really?
He's got a smart head on his shoulders, and he knows when to run.
Noticed things were hitting the fan quite quickly and decided to get out of there with his moneymaker. And yeah, he's however, this experience he's really called into question his life choices and who he works with in the future. He is not so keen to work with anybody associated with the Imperium except to maybe sabotage them. And would have run across I suppose he might have run across Aloysius if you're doing fenced items. And is just a member of Ur-Durra's underground syndicate, if a minor one.
I'm sure Aloysius has bought some stuff off you.
What's your character class? Your
I'm a level 10 rogue, swashbuckler, and level 5 armor artificer with 2 attacks.
nice. Yeah, Ryan, if you would care to share as well.
All right. Crackback of the Holy Book is a level 11 paladin, level 4 ranger. Crackback was a slave of basically a Imperium paladin. And but Crackback didn't see it that way. Crackback was that guy's squire. So when that guy passed away, Crackback inherited the duty of the Holy Book and also his master's loyal hunting dog, Meatloaf, as his faithful steed.
That's his steed.
Now Crackback is on the crusade of the Holy Book. that he can't read.
That's very medieval.
Yeah. Crackback found his way out of the his paladin died. This at the probably just outside of Ur-Durra, like on some covert mission. And Crackback, not really understanding a lot of what was going on, took the book, ended up finding his way to Ur-Durra, where he's taken in at the Temple of Gond, who found him to be a well-meaning, if needing a person needing direction, and they've kind of had a fund of interest in things, and Crackback has helped protect people and serve the city in various ways.
Crackback likes all the churches. Doesn't know which one is the holy book, so he just kind of likes them all.
Excellent.
So we got Aloysius, Nita, Crackback, and
Rumble?
Runglebug.
From the book.
Maybe Maisie, eventually.
Yeah, did Sarah say what
I-
she was going to play the character? Can you chat with it?
She did not specifically. I confirmed to her that Maisie survived, but
Congratulations. The character is not among the dead. Okay.
I will say in a second my brother is gonna show up and I'm gonna have to dip out for like just a couple minutes because I have to hand him something. But other than that, I'm ready to roll.
Okay. Well, why don't we just talk a little bit more before we get underway, because we're going to be starting with you. I'm assuming, Thud, that you, knowing the one and only Sandwich Noli, Duel of Ur-Durra, had another performance scheduled at 2 a.m. Would go along to provide some protection.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. So we'll get underway with that performance going on as all the heroic gnomes from last game that survived escaped the Hydro Forge.
Only the survivors are heroic.
By Donald Trump standards.
It was a very good raid. It was the best raid. We did everything. We met our objectives. It was fabulous.
Losers died when we just short of the exit.
I would have made it.
I would have made it, but my feet hurt. So
Yeah. So you guys scrambled away from the Hydro Forge. Your potentially dying body being carried away by Thud to safety and healing. After you escaped and started, traveling upwards and out, you found yourselves suddenly like moving in different directions. Grumblebuck, like, hey, we got the thing. Let's go back into the meeting place and deliver it. And Stanwyck Chinoli, more and more worried about being late to the performance. So your party split at that time, with some of you returning with the device to the agreed upon meeting spot with Bibbles, one of Nibbles' old secret workshops. And meanwhile, Thud and the one and only Sandwich Only return to the party above, still going on in the celebration that has been put on here in Ur-Durra. Celebrate this new and wonderful union between the city and the Imperium. So we'll get underway here soon with that going on. The excitement of the growing crowd as Sandwich Noli, after a really amazing performance, I think mid or high 20s, said that he'd be back at 2 a.m. So people are waiting, and there's a growing kind of hubbub around waiting for the next performance. and we'll get underway there from there. Anything else people want to talk about? Any questions you have about your character? We are like now rolling at the new level 15 characters or playing characters we haven't played in a long time at level 15. So I'm sure there's a lot going on with those characters.
I haven't mentioned that we can choose a magical item. I have not picked anything quite yet, but I can make sure I do that soon. I think probably something else about Nita or two things would be one that he has kept in correspondence with Nazira, and sort of is in the know of some of the goings on of the Big Help game. So she's got some knowledge of what's been happening in the broader world. And then the other thing is that this is probably more flavor. She's always been a little bit interested in like, raising the dead and like the art around living and dead, which was much she like really had some second thoughts about after visiting the Imperium. But since then has sort of had this like really like divisive feeling and like always kind of like gravitates towards those types of themes. Is like intrigued by them, but like really, really concerned about them being used ethically. And like a little dubious about like what is ethical.
All right. Still with us, Joel?
Joel?
Not at the moment.
No.
Hendrix have so many spells available.
Yeah.
You reset them daily.
Yeah.
He is on the hunt.
Sarah, she said that she is working on fixing a garbage disposal, but will join when she can.
Hello, Sarah. Always repairing garbage disposal. Have we gotten a short rest? Or I guess you'll probably tell us in a second.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I played a perfect game and didn't get hit.
Do people even know who you are?
No.
You've been in the backdrop most of the time.
Well, I mean, when you have the one and only Stanley Chinole taking lead, how can you be anything but in the background?
He shines so bright.
Mm-hmm.
And there really was another reason Thud was down there. The one and only sandwich only. No, it's his justification for going along.
What we call a super fan.
Okay, I'm back and ready.
Wonderful. So, yeah, I think that you guys probably had enough time if you wanted to take a short rest before your performance to do so. You escape out of the Hydroforge, find a respite, and although short because you do need to be moved close and preparing for your performance, you decide to stay in the hub and close to where all the action will be. The others of you run off into the night across one of the many winding and winding paths that God, what's her name? your previous character, Petunia.
Petunia.
Petunia navigates through the city. And they are delivered swiftly by Petunia's experienced guidance to Bibbles. Bibbles is hiding in an old workshop that was previously used by Nibbles and family. And you find yourselves in this little overcrowded space. It shows signs of disuse and collected dust, although some of that's clearly been kicked into the air as Bibbles has made himself a little bit more comfortable here and prepared the space for you all to arrive as well. He's very pleased to receive you, but our attention first will come back to Stanwick, Finoli, and Thud. Two of you take a short rest, and with barely enough time, Dagger rush to the center square in the hub, or like one of the main squares in the hub, and get ready to perform. You even as you're like getting set up, you see the recognition from the people assembled, and word and murmuring of the one and like saying, get ready, everybody get over here, go get him. And like crowds gathering, people that were left on just kind of looking out for other friends. They went and got food. Like people are just like coming, like just like assembling quickly, just as mass for Stanley. The two of you, as you're getting ready, Thud, I imagine, are looking out for any sign of trouble. It's been some time now since your activities in the Hydro Forge, and there's certainly been enough time for word to have gotten around within the, enemy forces in Ur-Durra. So you're looking around for any sign of trouble, ready to perhaps, rush the stage in case you need to secure Stanwick. And the two of you will hear a strange sound, like this kind of like sudden just like addition of a pretty substantial like amount of like volume in the air as like this, it sounds like this like kind of like a tone that's like brought into tune, and you hear like obviously it sounds like an instrument, but it's so loud. Some other musician is preparing to play loudly.
Boy,
Hey, what time is it?
2 a.m., yeah?
It's
Is it?
not the broken.
I was out for a while. I don't remember what happened. Who is that playing instrument? Can we see them?
It's weird. It's like tough to tell at first because that like the noise is just louder than it like it's hard to understand. Why don't you both give me a perception check?
Oh, 9.
21.
You quickly determine like it's like this big sound is hitting your ears, and Thud, you quickly like identify the source of it. You hop up on a crate to just get a better view over the crowd and the number of the tolls that are roaming around, the few of them that are around and a part of the community here right now. And you see a humanoid, like a tall person, female figure in like this like dark like tight fitting clothing, with like a big looks like artifice like loop looking thing, getting prepared to play some. They're clearly like tuning and stuff. This instrument, and it is like you can hear it just like and it's like getting like really intense, even just like in the preparation phase. This is definitely going to like pose a challenge to Stan, which you always perform.
I think Thud, it's like, you say rest. I'll go deal with this.
Oh, Dud. Let's not be too rushful. We've already had a lot of fighting today. Let's
You need to rest.
Let's see where this goes. Let them play a moment, but we know who everybody's here to see.
Do I recognize it? It's like Gringold Imperium music.
This is definitely not music you've heard in Ur-Durra. Give me a history check.
I'm sure he created those. Well, +2 for 21 again.
21. You not only is this familiar, you've heard this before. You know that there was a band like this group, this bard group that like came through as part of like the exchange thing with the Imperium. You thought they had like left town to tour the free cities, but like you recognize the heavy threading of one Carla Blackthorn of the Apathetic Apocalypse.
Or it's that filthy gimp music. Oh, we shouldn't have to have these Ur-Durrans have to listen to this crap.
I agree. How many members are there of the apathetic something or other?
I think there's 4 or 5, but you only see Carla on the stage.
We didn't go through all that to get replaced by these gimps, always trying to replace us.
You hear a couple of people like in the crowd nearby. It's like, is that Blackthorn? She back? Thought she wouldn't be back for another month. Oh my god! And they like you can see like some of the people assembled to listen to Stanwick are already drifting away, gravitating to this boisterous volume.
Can I follow and try to get within 30 feet so I can cast Bane on her?
Yeah, Thud like pushes his way through the crowd, getting people out of the way.
I
One
follow.
always follows. Yeah.
Yeah. As you guys are approaching, Carla Blackthorn's performance gets underway, and it begins with this like heavy hitting like dirge song, or like it's kind of like with the like addition of hers like melodic singing voice. It's like this really like hauntingly beautiful like thing, and then it just turns this thrashes into this like death metal sort of thing going on. It is incredibly loud, and like so many people are like coming from all over the place to see this. The advantage of this is that the great noise might give you enough cover to cast this spell without drawing too much attention. I would allow you to do this with, if you just get let's say a 12 on a stealth check. You can do this without people noticing.
19.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they make a save. You're casting Bane.
Yeah, so it's a charisma saving throw, which they probably have good of, but it's 15, so why not?
Yeah, they make the save.
I got one more spell slot. I'll do it again.
All right.
Thud just like, boo, smells like eggs. Boo.
Judas.
Carla
Play free bird.
continues with a incredibly well received and wild performance, and seems to be able to shrug off your casting of Bane. Give me a stealth on that second one.
The 15.
15. Nice. So you're able to cast this without anybody else noticing in the crowd. Their attention wrapped on Pearl of Blackthorn's metal performance going on. But you cast a spell on this person twice, and they felt that effect when they shrugged it off. And on the second time, their eyes met yours when you were casting it on the second round. And you can see that they give a look to what looks to be like a Gwengal, like a roadie or something that like helping them like set up. Oh, our video is on. Can you put our video on? Just touch it's a touch screen, so you just
Touch it.
Thank
touch
you.
it.
Touch it.
Touch it. Touch it. Touch it.
Yay.
I'm smiling.
Hey, hi.
Hi, beautiful people.
Hello.
The one
They
above
yeah,
the
they
Stanwick is
look
smiling ear to ear at this Harlow.
you clearly see that they give some notice, some attention to some roadie or somebody, but you can see Thud. I would say that you would recognize this person as similar to those other guards you like the kind of soft presence guards that the Imperium had before.
Mhm.
These are obviously like bodyguards as well.
Right.
And you can see that this one makes good nods to her and then like starts scanning the crowd for you guys.
We may want to second guess this.
No. The show must go on. I told people we'd be here. They know. Come on. No rotten egg smeller's gonna get the best of us.
You can do it, Stanley. The one and only Stanley Chinoli.
Where's the closest stage-like space that I can get onto?
There's a fountain that like a couple people are like already like kind of sitting on or like standing on the lower ledges of. If you climb to the top of that, everybody will see you.
Hell yeah. I will take myself on up there and get to the top of this mountain.
Yeah. You climb up, just jostling past a few people that are so enraptured by the performance. But you climb your way up to the top of the fountain and begin any performance or thing you'd like to do.
I'm gonna cast minor illusion and create a smell of like eggs coming from Carla Blackthorn.
Excellent.
Can Nita be in the crowd?
Can Nita be in the crowd? I'm gonna say at this time,
It's fine if not.
Rolly,
no, Nita
Or is
like
Petunia? I mean, I guess Petunia would still be with them. So.
no, but the party split. Petunia went with Grumblebug.
That's right.
Give me a. How could I do that? Yeah, Petunia's been here trying to figure things out. Patiently, to sit down.
and not a fan of the gimps.
Mm-hmm.
Patient.
And considerably higher level.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
No, I can't make a spell. Never mind.
Can't what?
Make a spell
Oh.
with minor illusion. My bad. Yeah.
Um,
Changes everything.
What's the point?
Yeah, I'm leaving.
yeah, why don't you just make a roll for me, Nita?
That's 11.
11. I'll say that Nita's definitely in town and here's what is a really unique performance going on. You're probably out and about trying to, do whatever Nita's got going on this very moment. You can definitely be on your way.
Okay.
We'll see how this goes. So yeah, Stanley.
Yeah. I hop up there and I'm like not in a rush or anything. I'm kind of melodically setting up. I'm tuning my saz, which is my more of the like guitar like of the instruments I have. And I'm gonna like toss up my dancing lights to circle around me. And I'll cast some prestidigitation around to shoot out some like sparks and just make an appearance so that people see that I'm up there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna go into one of the classics, one of the good old, you know, the crowd pleasers, get you on your feet like right away. Like this is the one that people like it when the one and only Stanwyck Chinoli plays.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna like fiddle those strings as loud as I can and just sing my one song for now to draw everybody in so they know that the show is starting.
Yeah. So go ahead and give me a performance check. This will be opposed by Carla Blackthorn's performance check.
Mm.
Um,
Devil went down to Gwingo.
If
Oh my God.
this was going on, can she like bump into the one and only and bless him? Or
you're
is she
still
not? I'm
not
still
there
not there
yet.
yet. Okay, that's fair.
So Carla Blackthorn got a 35.
Jesus, French toast. Hold on, I need my wife to pick a dice. The anxiety that I have about rolling this roll is really high. Ugh. I did not get a 35. I got an 18.
You're doing all right, but you're having a little bit of difficulty even just like hearing your own music over the noise that Carla Blackthorn is pumping out. And it's just being drowned out by the like powerful pounding lines of Krilla's like post iron fell wave metal that she's playing. It's right now too much. You're being just drowned out by the performance.
Can't hear Stanwyck or the sound of those melting faces.
Exactly. Do you have any way to do you want to try anything to change this situation to make yourself heard?
Stanley
I-
is so tired.
I'm
and
gonna-
out of so much juice. I want to hear what you've got then.
Can I help by like clapping, being like the one and only Stanwyck Chinoli? I try and get more people around me like amped for it.
Yeah, the first like song comes to an end, and like you use that lull to try and like build up some like awareness and like get something going for the next round. Yeah, go ahead and give me a I think what persuasion check just to get the vibe rolling.
That Gwingo guy in the security t-shirt still moving on him.
Absolutely, yes. And there's Thud.
It's 2.
Yeah, you started like clapping and stuff and like trying to get this chant going. And you are distracted. You see that guy that was like looking around earlier, looking directly at you, and then you see him like glance over to someone else who is also looking directly at you, and then like you begin to like look around. And they're like there are many people that are like encircling you guys, and your attention is just so taken away from this moment that you're unable to provide any significant aid.
Fuck.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Stanwyck is just there, like trying to focus, trying to get ready for the next round, next performance.
He's gonna try and grab him, drag him out of there. I didn't go through all that just to lose you now.
No, bro. Don't worry about me. This song must be sung. I'm gonna like just be yelling out to the people. I'm singing a song, but I'm mostly trying to get their attention and be like, people, listen. What the fuck is her name? Harlow is here as a. We all know where her loyalties lie. She is not care of you or Ur-Durra, and The Empire is here to silence my voice.
So you're saying is you're hearing Smallwell sing this song about like all mortal time uniting against the encroaching darkness and like the final battle to like just secure the future for all like living beings. It's like this like huge like rallying song that like people are really vibing with. And you're there like trying to say like we all know who her loyalties really lie with. You're welcome to give me another performance check.
21 this time.
Only at 29 this time.
Oh,
You see that people like you notice that there are people that like hear your singing and like they give you a moment, but like their attention's just so drawn by Blackthorn that they like start moving away from you to like be able to hear this extraordinarily loud music better away from you. This is a losing battle for you in this moment. It's feeling like Stanwyck.
Oh, it hurts my soul so much.
Nita, you come onto the scene and you've been following the sound of this music, and as you come around, like you hear it like stop with this loud like interference, like screech noise, and then like you hear somebody like tap on like this like amplifying device that Krilla's been singing into, and it's a gnome. A gnome with blood running down their like dried blood on their face.
no.
And the like taps this. I'm sorry to have to interrupt. Lady Blackthorn's performance. There has been an attack on Ur-Durra, the very Hydro Forge itself.
Fuck.
The attackers took out my eye and killed many people. The
God, we
gnomes,
should have killed this guy.
even those helpful souls that come from the Imperium to help us and work on the Hydroforge to improve it. There are people who want to see our city destroyed. There is like this like wave of confusion and worry that washes out of the crowd as like this everybody was focused on that stage, and then in a second they are all wrapped up in Rimalo Cristo's sad tale as he describes a recent attack on the Hydroforge in great detail, including naming everybody involved. And he says, and I've been told beyond these villains, there may be others, both outsider and native, who might be opposing our city now, who have turned against us in that great act of great betrayal. And one former scion, now lost son, has returned to us. And he says Nibble's full name.
Uh, uh,
Chief among traitors to this city. He and those he has worked with in the East are working to sabotage everything that we've done, everything we've accomplished. We need all of you. With the aid of the five divines, to be on the lookout for these villains and to give us any assistance you can in their apprehension. A great, like you hear like a great like wave of like concern and like is rising from the public here, and somebody's like, yeah, fucking, but anybody would stand against Ur-Durra, and like sort of cheer goes out, and like people are like cheering now, and are all like this rabble being roused to in antagonism to everybody. All of your characters, specifically Thud, Sandwich, Chinoli is named, and like the people around you like start looking around, like start looking back at you as their attention been once again drawn to the stage. what do you guys do as you do this? As this is happening, you see the net is closing as well.
Bun Bun is dropping eyeballs out of the bag onto the floor, so hopefully no one notices. He's not caught with them.
Putting him under the stage.
Fun to make a sleight of hand.
What's
There are a lot of people
One
here.
button
I'm gonna say the
sleight
DC
of
is gonna be 15.
You rolled a 15.
Fucking
Fun
hilarious.
dropping them like into this fountain. They're just like they go down. They just start popping up as they float in the fountain. You can see one go down to the next level. Like oh god, it's a matter of time.
He's gonna try and grab the one only Stanwick Jolie and try and get out the door as quickly as possible. This has gone so very south.
Can you tell what's going on or see that there's some people that are being like, is there any way Nita notices these people or what's happening to them?
I need to give me a perception check.
Yeah. I think she would know I mean she knows of Nibbles and she's worked with Nibbles some.
Yeah.
So she's very aware of the like broader context, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So she's looking for allies or people that might be targeted.
Yeah.
How would he hear our names, Mr. Crisp Toes?
What am I rolling? Perception?
Mm-hmm.
11.
11. Yeah, like with the tumult and the excitement that's happened, and I think like even your attention for a moment was just like so like caught by surprise, and like the naming of Nibbles just like
Mm-hmm.
you're like, what the hell is going on here? You knew things were like getting bad, but this is really bad. So I'll say that yeah, you don't see it like as like you like your eyes like cross around, like you look at the fountain just seconds after Thud pulls Stanwick off of from you.
I think knowing that people are going to be targeted a little bit, Nita would like to try to cause a little bit of chaos. And she's wondering if she can use thaumaturgy to like I'm guessing that the speakers might be magical.
Mm-hmm.
She's wondering if she can make like screeches come out of the speakers, like just using thaumaturgy
Yeah.
to like amplify screechy sounds.
Yeah. Yeah, you see that Three Mile Cryptos says, I would like to introduce you all to a new generation of heroes who can protect Ur-Durra in these trying times. Come, the first of our new Ur-Durran security force. And you see the gnomes, and I'll say that Thud and Stanwick both like glance back to the stage before you try and like really keep your heads down in the crowd. You see I believe we'll say 8 surviving prisoners from the Hydroforge, the ones that Balabor Nickelplenty did not incinerate with his fireball, the ones that had been tortured and bound down there. They all come up onto the stage wearing uniforms, and just as Three is going to like introduce them as this new like Ur-Durran security force, your effect goes into place, and you just like thaumaturgy.
Yeah, thaumaturgy. I mean, when it's amplifying a voice, it can last for a minute.
Yeah.
So
it just like you just like amplify Three Molo's voice, and it just like blows out. So you hear like everybody within like 60 feet are just like practically like, ears bleeding, and just like and this wave as people like trying to just like flinch and move away from the stage for a moment. And then like the first thing you hear is that like effect like fades. It's like we're under attack. And like a cry of alarm goes out from the crowd. People begin starting to like grab onto you guys, trying to like recognizing you and like trying to grab onto you and Stanwick as you try and dart out of here. So Stanwick and Thud, you are at least one of you has a now fairly recognizable face and presence in the city, but you do have the ability to illusion and stuff. So how do you guys want to get out of this tight spot?
Oh, I'm so mad. I'm just so mad right now.
Thud's gonna hold a hammer in each hand and start whirlwinding. Try and get some like distance
Create some
from.
space.
Yep, create some space around me.
I'm gonna try to grab you and stop you. That don't hurt the people. They don't mean it, and I'm looking for like the closest alley I can dart us into.
Yeah, wishing Petunia were here, knowing that
Yes,
she can
that's
find
exactly
a way.
what I was thinking.
You look around desperately and find a passage out. You push your way, try to push your way through the crowd. Why don't you guys both give me, let's say, an athletics check just to push through the crowd? Most of whom are like, not all of them are really like fully committed to like being like a full-on like enforcer of this rule, but like some of them are like kind of at least making an attempt to grab you, or like just because like the pressure of just like the crowd's action. But few of them are like, not many of them are really like there to like stand in front, like nobody's like bringing weapons against you right now. As you shift through the crowd. So what do you guys get with your athletics?
14.
8.
Surprisingly enough to push through this portion of the crowd. You do hear people calling out though. It's the one and only Stanwich and only. This way, get him! And like attention's being brought to you, and you see as you're going towards this alley, more of those like Gwengold enforcers are coming around to try and catch you. You quickly dart into the alley, and start trying to just hide, just making that get enough distance, get out of sight and hide, disperse into the deeper into the city somewhere, or get out of the hub most, preferably, I imagine. But you guys start trying to quickly dart away.
The second we are out of eyesight, first thing the one and only Stanwick is going to do is drop disguise self,
Mhm.
because that way nobody ever sees his undisguised self.
Yeah, what does he look like?
Well, you see like scaly patches of skin kind of all over his face and body. Like one eye, like a little up here, one eye a little bit down here. Like fairly sunken in nose, like parts of it kind of eaten away and just not there. And like one really white, like pale eye that like is just kind of like, it looks real dead like Chris Mallows did, but maybe not so much. And then one really red eye, and then like pasty white with like white hair, and just like a mess. So that's what Dud sees.
Yeah.
That's a great disguise. No one would ever think of that ugly.
Yeah, exactly. And then can we disguise you somehow? Like, can I throw a cloak over your head or something? You got anything, bud?
I got you, man. I'll lead them away. And he said, take Bun Bun. And he
No,
hands you Bun
F
Bun.
that shit.
And he runs off. You have to survive.
Take Bun Bun.
I try to pull you with me and not let you go.
He's gonna start screaming like, "One and only and I are over here!" As he like runs down the alley.
I think before that happens, I think there's a conflict here where one of you wants to run away and the other does not want you to run away. How's that going to be resolved?
God
Are you
damn
gonna
it, Evan! You remember the last time that you tried to run away from my characters? We both died,
Your
right?
ship explodes and falls on you. Yeah, so you're gonna physically try and prevent him from heading off on his own, or do you let
I'll
him
do
go?
my bestest with my +1 to athletics.
All right.
Oh shit, I rolled a 2.
So there's one opposed athletics here.
I have a -1 to my athletics.
Say there's a chance.
5.
5. It is not a great feat between two warriors. It is.
Just slapping thing.
Yeah. Over each other.
Yeah, you're like coach like almost like pulled off, like you have like one sleeve off of you. It wasn't great. It didn't look
Oh,
good.
stop it.
Yeah.
You guys look away from Stanley and run off
come
into the
here.
night. Trying to draw their attention to you. So you are both still in danger. One certainly more. So Thud, your goal sounds like is to get caught or at least draw their attention to you.
Yeah.
Why don't you give me a performance check?
I'm just not trying to get caught.
Yeah, trying to at least draw the attention away.
Natural 20.
Oh my god. You didn't know Thud had the ability to imitate you, but like Thud does like this perfect impression of just so like doing both your voices.
Cannoli. I'm the one at home. I'm the best performer ever. The crown jewel of Ur-Durra.
And you want to be like, I don't sound like, but you know deep down that you do sound like that. It runs off, and you hear the sound of your suit heading in that direction. So now you both have chances here to stealth. Also, we'll say you can say athletics if you're just trying to like run away quickly, or stealth if you're trying to hide and like sneak away. But you both have a chance to get away. Thought you'll be rolling with disadvantage thanks to your excellent effort. And he's going to be like just because these characters are being retired. Also, we're going to simplify this down to a single opposed roll with the opposition force that's here.
My stealth is +2, but with disadvantage. And my athletics is negative. Oh, no, wait, +6 for my athletics. Never mind.
Okay.
I'm definitely going to do that.
Yeah, so they're going to give chase.
And I have advantage, you said?
You have disadvantage.
Disadvantage, oh,
because
shit.
you brought their attention to you.
That it's 12. Not great.
Okay. And Stanwick?
Do I have advantage?
Yeah, we'll say you have advantage thanks to Thud's natural 20.
Oh, that was very helpful. I rolled a 28 stealth check as me and Bun Bun stick to the
Amazing.
shadows.
Amazing. So, Stanwick, you are creeping through the shadows, through the back alleys, trying to make yourself look as just like run down, like one of the, just like this person that just, probably drunk or like just spent from all the partying, trying to look as insignificant as possible. And you actually like see like a pair of Gwyngold enforcers that like were already ahead of you guys, waiting to capture you. But Thud's distraction was so convincing, they just run past you, and the way ahead is clear. They like both like give you one quick like glance over, and just like just mutter something, just like keep on running towards the voice of Thud. You sneak from alley to alley, shadow to shadow, any spot that you can to like make as convincing an effort as you can, just be a part of the background of Ur-Durra and nobody significant. And since no one has seen this face of yours before, no one seems to suspect you. Thud, however, does not meet the same fate. As Stanwick Cannoli tastes free air, and I think at this point probably escapes Ur-Durra, perhaps? What do you think, Joel?
No. He's
Where's he going?
to the hideout where everybody else is to warn them
Okay.
all.
Excellent.
I'm so
very
fucking
good.
mad though. God damn it. I'm so mad right now.
Worse than dying at the Hydro Forge.
No, it's actually not. I would have preferred to die at the Hydro Forge.
Thud was a monster. Let him go out a hero.
He wasn't a monster. He saved us all. He should have cut off that stupid Crisp-Toe's head while he was at it.
One eye and it makes him.
Thud, you are working your way down the alleys as quickly as you can. The last, you've given the last bit of shouting and like quickly dart down a different path, trying to make some distance between your last distraction. You see two figures step out around the darkness ahead of you, and you see the way is blocked. And you look behind, and figures step out. And you are kettled. You're caught between enemies on both sides. And a familiar figure steps out. The charming person who tried to recruit Sandwich, Hank Delesta, steps out and says, "You and your friend could have made this a whole lot easier on everybody. Now look at you. It's people like you that make the best test subjects for full re-education. People whose spirits we just want to break. You're going to come with us." And he speaks a enchantment, a charm. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
With advantage. With advantage.
As you hear his words, Evan,
Mhm.
just a second.
Yep.
You hear his words, and you hear the cacophony of whispers rise up underneath them. And you feel those words sink deep into your mind. Your advantage is taken away on this save.
6.
Your rage against all the gimps just kind of takes a back seat for just a moment. And you're not even like fully like convinced that you're trying to help them. You're just like, no, I can just keep them away from Stanwick to Noli if I just buy them a little more time. If I just go along with it. And however this charm reasons with your mind, you accompany Hank and these Gwengoldians back down to a familiar place. You are taken back to the Hydra Forge. Manacles are placed on your ankles and your hands or your wrists. And the other side is stuck to or is clipped onto this spike in the ground. Spot you saw so recently. Prisoners, the dead ones, have been pulled away and like lined up elsewhere in the room, just 20 feet away, because you'll smell the reeking burning of their flesh as you now stand where they stood. It says, "Don't worry, this will hardly take any time at all." And he just reaches out and he touches your forehead with a finger and he says, "As it has been written and as it has been said, let this one be brought to the place that awaits all the faithful here, and let him learn as all the others have learned." And his words just sear into your mind, and this space that you're in, the Hydro Forge, just peels back and burns away. And you can see just like a dimly lit expanse. It looks like a reddish swirling ocean beneath you, and then it's just an unending expanse of storming clouds above, and you can see that hail or immense things like immense hail looks like they're falling, but it can't be hail because the color is all wrong, and you see that bodies are falling from the sky, bodies falling into an ocean that is not rolling with waves, but is a writhing mass of flesh itself. Not a unified flesh, but untold multitudes of striving, squirming bodies, all pulling over themselves and each other in a desperate attempt to make it to what lies directly beneath you. A vast, yawning pit. You can see the ring of it as it spirals down deeper into darkness. There is great devilish industry throughout this pit. And above it and beyond is an endless expanse of these writhing bodies, all clambering over each other just to spill down into it. And you see that those bodies that successfully do are churned into and used by these great machines and spilled forth. And some of them are made into new forms, given stronger bodies, given some reprieve to the endless striving that awaits in the oceans above. And you sit there, what looks to be floating. You can feel something underneath your feet, but it feels like you are just suspended above this. And you can feel in your body, somehow, back in the hydroforge, seconds have passed. Hank hasn't even taken his finger off of your forehead, hasn't even finished this enchantment or this, whatever this is. And you already have spent days, weeks down here. Your experience now just expands out, and you feel an eternity building every moment of this torment, of being exposed to this torment. And you feel things that you thought were essential to you being broken down, peeling back in the face of this horror. And what awaits you, if only for some invisible thing keeping you up and out of it. And the re-education of Thud has begun.
Well, I've never been here before.
Take a break there. I need to get some food. Anybody else hungry? Do you want to order something?
I'd be down.
I'd be down.
I got food.
Ryan also wants some food.
Poor
Fucking
Thud.
hate the Imperium so much.
I hate it more every day.
Every friggin' day, there's always these moments where I just have increasing amount of hatred for them.
I know. Didn't know I could hate it more than I already did.
Jesus Christ. Ugh.
I've got to sacrifice Karen here.
Yay! Stanley Cannoli, despite all odds, survives. I was expecting to, and it's still a possibility, but I was expecting to, the plan was to re-educate Stanley Cannoli and add him to the band of,
I would
Sure.
rather die.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least one month survived. Not too important.
R.I.P. Thud.
Yeah.
Not R.I.P. but
So now we lost Thud and Gerp.
Yeah.
Did we lose anybody else in that fight?
no,
No.
I don't think so.
I mean, Nina's in the crowd, but I think she didn't really see you guys, so she wasn't able to really intervene.
Oh,
Ryan's character got alive as well.
oh, that's right. Yeah. You lost Grunglebuck, but not for those reasons. Not for any. But that was more of a choice on his part.
Mhm. That was Ross.
Yeah.
Insight into the true evil that we are facing.
But we got a plan, just mention what the item and see if.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what a bummer. I would like, we get a Ur-Durra.
Yeah.
Real shame
What's her real name?
that we can't be enemies of Ur-Durra.
price you pay for doing the right thing sometimes.
The fascists have ascended.
That was also a fitting touch that they, and, you know, they say that we're enemies of Ur-Durra, not that we're aligned with the Imperium. It's how you get the hearts and minds of the unknown people or unknown people. Sidious.
That one definitely pushed. Son. That would definitely push Son if he's not at the end of the deal. Physical or
Yeah.
He'd rather be dead. Sometimes water is just so amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have any thoughts on food? Should we get? No, just do mod pizza to satisfy everybody's.
I mean, that is nice and easy.
A single piece of arugula again.
Mhm.
We got mod pizza and the toppings were so sparse that
It was a
like
little
I got
disappointing.
I got like arugula on my pizza and like I literally had like 4 pieces of it and they were all like these tiny shriveled little like scraps of it. Like arugula's like,
You're like,
why would you skip on that? Like
yeah. It seemed like the fresh
That's
basil.
the
There was like
expensive
maybe one piece had a little
Yeah.
sliver of basil that had been like too old when it was put on. It's a little disappointing.
There's pizza place I used to go to where they would just like cook the pizza and at the very end just throw arugula on it. It's like
yeah,
you gotta like get it a little wilty, just a
yeah.
tiny
I'm
bit.
gonna warm it up at least.
Otherwise, it's like, come on, I could have brought some in my pocket. But
Pocket salad. Go.
delicious.
But yeah, we haven't decided that.
Yeah.
Are you looking at food,
I
Jared?
think Jared's looking at food.
Are you
Ideas.
thinking of ordering just for yourself, or are you ordering thinking of a spot for
Uh,
everybody?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, mom. Mom works for me. It's easy
Yeah.
enough. Cool.
I do think mod would be fun. I mean, despite our criticisms, it's
Yeah,
it's still
fine.
pizza.
Yeah.
I mean, you're down the street from Yuan Su, but
Yeah.
I don't know. They don't deliver, I don't think. Or no. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to put the order in or those.
I can either way. I can put their fancy pants app.
Oh,
If we
cool.
want to use that, it might be a little easier.
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds good.
Yeah, I'm good with mod. If that's what we, yeah. I'm good with mod.
Same as last week. Okay, why don't you order first so you can go outside and show us? You can, if Evan already ate. That's right. Where did Snow go?
Since little work conference.
Ah.
They got a information. Like that.
See.
Maybe teaching
All right, brought that back.
oh, nicely done.
Yeah. Did you read it?
Nope. I've had it for like
Yeah.
10 years.
But she's gonna be she and her colleagues are gonna be doing training for voting on how to be less terrible. So,
How to be less terrible.
yeah.
How have you been, Drew?
Oh, I've been good, just working. I
Getting
switched.
older.
Yeah.
Do you have a birthday?
Oh yeah.
Or just generic getting older?
Yes. I
His
did have my
birthday was this week on the 23rd.
Uh-uh.
Thank you. Yeah. So yeah. But I also recently switched jobs like
Oh, okay.
a month and a half ago.
Oh, okay.
So been adjusting to the new shift and all that stuff. So
Yeah. Different company or just different role?
different company.
Okay.
I left my desk job. I'm back in doing manual labor. I'm
Ah,
installing fiber optic cable for Meta out in Hillsborough.
ah,
I'm not working direct. I'm working for a contractor,
right.
not directly for Meta.
Not me. That's probably better. But maybe.
Yeah. No, but it's interesting. I'm trying
Yeah.
to parlay some experience into getting an electrician's apprenticeship.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah. It's just prospects in that field are a lot better than my old one.
That's fair. Yeah. Probably, I don't know. I think the desk jobs that I've had, I've gotten very restless and had trouble like
Yeah.
staying focused or participating.
There was that. And I just had issues with what I did in general.
Yeah, that's fair. You were looking like right, financial.
Yeah, it was pension administration. So
Ah.
basically my role was helping companies create the worst possible 401k system for their employees. And
Yeah, one of those things where you're like, ethically, I don't feel good about this.
no. Yeah.
And no longer.
And,
I mean, it's cool you're able to find something else to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I work with people and drink Black Rifle coffee every day.
Oh gosh.
Evan and I were just reminiscing about the Monster Electrical and making fun of the owner's son who had the quickest sales job in the world. And he was such a god and always drank Black Rifle coffee. He was such like special ops fanboy and stuff.
Wow.
Those were just this guys are everything about special operators or something. Yeah, just know too much about guns. Shit.
Brags about hanging out with cops.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I think he definitely has that wants to be a cop complex.
Yeah.
I think he tried out and
he got rejected.
Evan, did you?
Physical issue?
oh no, I'm good. Yeah.
I got
There's that's all 4 of us.
What was the dude's name that Thud went with?
Oh,
Keith?
Hank?
Hank.
Good old Hank.
It's Hank Keith.
That's how you know the bad gnomes are the ones with the lame names that are just one.
He's not a gnome.
He's not?
No.
Oh.
Probably
No
some
wonder
kind
he's
of
such a dick.
He's a suave agent guy that had accompanied, tried to recruit you, and he was, I think, a half elf.
Oh.
Was the metal band Gnomes?
No, Curlo
Okay.
Blackthorn was the only member of the band that was there, but she's not a gnome.
I was going to be their biggest fan if they had known.
No, it's like
No,
metal band.
death metal band.
Oh man, that would definitely piss off Josh's character so bad. If you were a big fan of a Gimp band.
Yeah.
I mean, a little meta knowledge here. Curly Blackthorn is from Josh's backstory.
That's-
Oh, really?
Up in the big
That's what
picture.
I thought.
Yeah.
They
I
were.
don't know that he hasn't talked a lot about it, but I think he's talked about it. But he's also had some communications and stuff with some people that have involved her.
I can't remember exactly the details of their relationship, but yeah.
He had all their albums, but then they sold out.
Josh's character is a bard, and what at least the fans at home know, and they know that Pearl Blackthorn used to be a part of his band,
Johan.
and then she is now seemingly working for the Imperium.
Megadeth is Metallica.
That's Josh's band though, right? And by
No.
Josh's I mean Johan's.
No, his band is Apathetic Apocalypse is Pearl's band,
Okay.
her new band. Not I can't remember what you all.
I forget what his name is.
Empires of Anarchy or
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's
So many good band names. Okay. Theoretically, we have food in 45 minutes.
45 minutes. All right. Well, that's what a nice break is.
Yeah.
That's today.
Okay. So on that, yes.
Quilla, I mean, not Quilla, Nita has her winning fan from before and her tankard of sobriety from before. Is it do those count as her magical items that she'd be allowed to have, or can she put something in?
She can
I'm
have
okay with
other
those.
things
Okay.
too. She's played
They're
characters.
kind
Big
of,
characters get treats.
Yeah. Okay. She will find one other thing.
Cool. Yeah, keep it like I was
Like-
mostly just wanting to give like people who were playing a martial class like a magic weapon because they would certainly have one by now, and that's important for overcoming resistance and
But
stuff.
if she had like a necklace or a little trinket that had a spell or something, might be okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Crackback just took a +1 shields.
Nice.
I took the short bow of warning.
Ah, that increase your what initiative and
Advantage on initiative.
does it do anything else?
Alert, I think. I think it grants alert.
Because alert has another feature, I think.
While the weapon is on your person, you have advantage on initiative rolls. In addition, you and any of your companions within 30 feet of you can't be surprised, except when
Nice.
incapacitated by something other than non-magical sleep. The weapon magically awakens you and your companions within range if any of you are sleeping naturally when combat begins. I have the alert.
Oh, in addition to that, you have the
Yeah.
alert?
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness.
Doubling down.
I'm going first.
I'm going first.
Is your character good at anything? Going first.
And noticing shit.
Noticing shit.
What does it sound like when your bow alarms us?
Like, you know that old like Nokia alarm tone?
Yeah.
That's my alarm for forever.
Unignorable fact.
Guaranteed to wake you up and annoy the shit
Mhm.
out of you.
Make it stop.
All right. Yeah, so we'll any other hands? Any other questions? Issues?
On that somber note, let's
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Brief.
yeah, I think that's just like the second time I've gotten to describe the re-education process in any detail. That's fine.
Was
Sounds enjoyable.
that description was slightly reminiscent to the when we found that like not pit but coliseum like entrance to the place. Are those two things related? Back when Johan was rolling with the other gang.
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
When Josh first started playing and we were all headed towards that like coliseum and there was a bunch of people falling and throwing themselves off a cliff and
with GI. My character, the robot.
when we were all
Oh.
clouds
Oh,
with
yeah.
Wait, what game is this?
This is
the
the
intro to is getting
Wait, so that was like the one that took place in Scopia, and like
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
was a like
The
villages
Scopia
coming. Yeah, yeah. And you're asking. I'm sorry. Now that I've caught that, I've understood that. What are you
description of
asking?
re-education reminded me of them crawling all over each other to throw themselves off the cliff.
Ah, yeah. There's absolutely like this in a similar way. Like there's this compulsion, but yeah, totally. But the scale of this is so much greater.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody else is doing it. So I thought I'd throw myself over the edge.
it looked like fun.
Would you jump into the flesh amalgamation if all your friends were doing it? No, Mom. Yes. All right.
Why are we doing this? Shut up and heave yourself.
And if you're not strong enough because your body's wasting away, ask a friend to heave you into the imagination. And if you can help someone else to heave in, help out where you can. It takes all of us to make a flesh amount.
We take all ability levels and creeds join our our flesh amalgamation. We don't discriminate.
All right. It sounded like somebody was somebody going to say something serious in the midst of all that? Somebody trying to interject with a genuine question or something for a moment. But
Somebody
now,
was looking at magical items and picks one that's kind of might help, but is mostly flare. Can I have an absorbing tattoo against necrotic damage?
Mhm.
Okay.
Sure.
Just give me resistance.
Yeah. Well, resistance, and once per day, I can use it to be immune to the damage against like one attack.
Stepping on Xerox's toes over here.
How dare you?
I mean, Nita was probably inspired a little bit by Xerox when we worked together in
I
the
get it.
Gloomwood. I don't know if you had tattoos yet.
Well, that was before New Xerox was a Van Paladin.
Yeah.
Xerox.
Talking necrotic damage.
Mm-hmm. Xerox is yeah. There's only room for one tank here.
That's okay. I'm mostly a healer. But she has a tattoo of like Lathander's rising sun right on her neck.
How's the line work? Is it sloppy or is it like
No, very
okay?
very
On the neck, that's tough one.
yeah.
Imagining doing those types of tattoos the way they did when like the
Oh god. Oh,
Great ones.
gosh. Holst.
Yeah, it's, I mean, it's like starts kind of better powerful and just like rising.
Very cool. So I think that there are word gets around town very rapidly that there are, for the first time in Ur-Durra's remembered history, enemies of the state who have been named and have the whole city has been called upon to assist in their defeat. And word of this gets around very quickly, and included in that is the name Nibbles, blah 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 blah.
The gnome's first purge.
Yeah.
Gotta get the little diddle bomb gnome Chomsky.
And many friends and acquaintances, perhaps old contacts, come out of the woodwork with that news, having not heard from Nibbles since his enlistment in the, or his going east and like working with the Crusade all those years ago. But a lot of people have fond memories of old Nibbles and are not quick to believe the Empire's or the Imperium's lies
Good.
and slander. Certainly amongst those is a more of a friend, Nita, who's very familiar with the Big Help Gang efforts, not just from her interactions with some of their members, but having spent time in Ballbrief and Ketten and seeing the good works that they've done there. I think that you and several other people, including one Aloysius, are quickly on the path to try and find Nibbles if he is indeed back in Ur-Durra and figure out what in the nine Hannibals, as it were, is going on here. And then we have one other member of our party, Crackback. You find yourself having heard like the news of all this this strange news of violence and an attack on the Hydroport itself have quickly reached the Temple of Gond. There's no patron deity of Ur-Durra per se, but if there were, close thing to it is probably Gond. a god of craftsmen and creators, and both like for or many of the gnomes creations are more on the novelty side than much of the Gondian religion likes. So the gnomes here, many of them are much more dour and down to earth than many of the gnomes in Ur-Durra, wanting to find function and use and service out of their creations as much as just form and novelty. uh, Practically heretics. No, but they do a lot of good work in the city and are probably a significant reason why Ur-Durra has been able to succeed as much as it has been the ongoing efforts of these priests and inventors and artificers of Gond here in the temple that work so much just for the ongoing success of the city. But Crackback has been there for some time, keeper of the holy book, which he cannot read. You find the city in uproar and danger. And when evil strikes, that's when Crackback is at his best, eager to defend the weak and those who need it. And do all that a noble knight should. Now that you have this title, you have big shoes to fill. That noble knight of the Gwendol Imperium that whose cause you've taken on. You find the priest in a buzz, like gathering relics, gathering holy texts, and preparing to leave the city. You've heard that he says that they say Gond came to the priests in a vision and told them that they had to leave Ur-Durra because the risk was too great that the five divines would gain influence over the church, over its priests. Hard to understand the constant chatter of priests, but what you see is them abandoning the city in its time of need. The old priest looks upon you with your demanding them do something else. He looks upon you with this,
the church. We have to keep the church.
He smiles at you and with his patience that he has always shown Crackback. Who he knows Crackback's always trying to just do what he thinks is best for everybody. And he looks at you and he says, "My boy, we have to leave now to prevent ourselves being turned to the purposes of evil. We wouldn't do it voluntarily, but the five have ways. We must leave. But you, I think, perhaps maybe you should stay. And if you can save the day, maybe we can come back. I'm gonna have to take the book though."
The holy book commands you to stay here.
Crackback, you've let me handle the book a few times, and I have read it from cover to cover now 5 times. How many times have you read the book?
Doesn't matter how many times I've read the book. I serve the holy book. I don't abandon its people in its time of need.
Would you have this great and powerful book be taken by evil powers and used to hurt people? Because that will be what happens if you stay, and in all likelihood you are captured or killed.
The book came to me. It's my responsibility. I take care of the book, and the book takes care of me.
All right. I have a compromise we can make, a small miracle I can perform. If you die, the book will come to me to keep it safe from whoever did you harm.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Zone of Truth.
Mhm. You sense that the priest, with a smile, he looks at you, and you can sense, as with that magic, you sense he chooses to voluntarily fails the save, and is vulnerable to its effects. And he says, "We have to leave because the evil that can be done by these relics and through us by the five divines is too great. That is what our God has told us in this time. The book you carry has great power. I can assure it won't fall into hands that would use it to harm people with this magic or with this miracle. And I think that also it might unlock some more of the book's potential in you as its chosen champion for, whatever reason. You will find yourself likely empowered by this as well. Maybe more strength to fight the evil that's besetting our city today.
The book commands me to use it to defend against evil.
And let it be done. He reaches out and says a brief prayer over the book, and you can see it like opens before him, like flips through the pages, like holy light radiates from it, and you are bathed by the holy text.
Pretend to be surprised by it. Like it's something that happens all the time.
Yawn, like,
Oh, this again. And you are bathed in this warm, radiant light, and you feel yourself enriched by divine or other power, and you become level 15 for the time being. And this book, if you die, will return to this priest out of the hands of the Imperium. It says,
if me and Meatloaf die, Meatloaf will protect the book with his life.
Says, looks at the dog.
I have no like impression that is true at all either. It's just a hunting dog.
I feel like I can't fight you on this. I feel like you're not going to move an inch. So, all right then. If both you and the dog die, we'll come back to me.
Nice.
And I hope we're not making a terrible mistake together then.
And I'll be like, you hear that, Meatloaf? You're gonna hold the book someday. Tries to fight me.
He in addition to that says what the rumors are saying are true, and Nibbles is back here. Heard he's been doing a lot of good work with that big health gang out in Ketton and Valkyrie. Say they're trying to get some people together to stand up to the Imperium. I think he might be a good resource for you. We're trying to help him.
Yeah, I think the book wants us to go there.
Good. Well, I hope this isn't goodbye.
It's not. We'll see each other again.
Smiles, gives you a warm hug, and pats you on the back as you turn to go. So we have Crackback on the hunt for Nibbles. We have Grumblebuck already back there. Nita is still doing some things.
Nita, probably when
Yeah.
the performance and stuff erupts into this like chase and violence and people in uproar. I think Nita probably finds a way to slip back to known forces in the underground. She's gonna look for Nibbles and try to go find some allies.
Yeah, I think that you know that like you've made some something to the underground and stuff, and like a lot of people who are in that community are probably working the crowds tonight. Like a lot of pickpocket activity is probably like wild tonight in Ur-Durra, stuff like that. But we know that there's always a person who's a pretty reliable fixture in the community, and that's Aloysius, who's often at his what amounts to his shop for completely legitimate goods. Dealing a lot of like spell components, both illicit and otherwise.
Is that the name of your shop? Aloysius' shop for completely legitimate.
It is now.
You smirk at the sign as you go inside. And you find
And no one's the wiser.
you're you know, the first person to bring Aloysius the news.
Aloysius, good to see you again on this dour day.
Yes, as always.
It's wild out there. I think bad things are coming.
Yeah, this is news about Nibbles is most disappointing.
Nibbles has been called out.
I don't believe it could be true, though.
Of course not. This is all Imperium muckety muck.
Well, he knows where the shop is. I'm sure when he gets back into town, he'll locate me.
You haven't heard from him yet?
No, but I rarely do.
Who else is trustworthy against these usurpers? Have you made any connections with folks who we can rely on?
I know of a certain Grunglebuck who I think may be useful to us. I believe doing a mission currently. Perhaps if he returns, we could try to get a hold of him, although I do not know where he currently resides.
Okay. Do you have somewhere quiet where we might be able to meet up?
Oh, absolutely. Any
You've been wandering around looking for nibbles. You don't know many words, but you know the word good. You fight for good. You're on the side of good. Good is good.
Yeah.
And you see a sign that says goods. That's many goods.
Yeah. That's my kind of shop.
If you ask the question if you've like found anybody loyal, like useful, like inscribed atop a dog.
I'm looking for goods for a quest.
Oh my! Well, I certainly have goods. And kind of like nods to Anita, like
Yeah.
moment.
Nina will just sort of start browsing
Right.
the wares around the store.
Well, how can I help you?
I need goods for a quest. Are you a good?
We have many goods. There's something in particular I can help you with. Looking for our friend healing potions?
No, are you a good? And is she a good? I'll point at her.
I like do double take. Who is this guy?
The church is trying to leave. The book wants the church to stay. We need to keep the church here. You ready for my quest?
As good as the book served, friend.
The book serves good.
I've been called good a time or two in my life. Sure. I mean, this will pass the time until Nibbles gets a hold of me, I guess.
Yeah.
And
Nina, like, her eyes kind of flash when you say Nibble's name in front of this guy.
I don't think we have much to worry about.
I think I know Nibbles too. Do I know Nibbles?
Give me a history check. How old is your character and how long have they been in Ur-Durra? No,
They're
not
old,
exact age.
but they haven't been in Ur-Durra just as long as the Imperials have been there. So not
Okay.
very long at all.
Yeah,
And I got a 13 on that history.
13. Like yeah, you've heard the name. Nibbles is a pretty well known. Comes from was a moderately well known inventor himself, but like comes from a family of inventors and stuff that have some status and like notoriety in the town.
Are they good? Do I know if they're goods or not?
That role, I think like this like yeah, you thought that they were good, and then the priest said to look for them, and like that's like yeah, they said to like look for nibbles, and if the priest wanted to look for them, then they definitely have to be a good.
Yeah. Well, and he'll probably know lots of goods. So take us to Nibbles. We'll find more goods with him.
Oh dear, he did know the word.
Well, maybe this one will surprise us. This seems interesting. You serve the book.
Yes, I'm paladin of the holy book.
Nita, you feel a like warm, reassuring radiance from your tattoo.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Do I know what he's referring to when he says the holy book?
Neither do I.
Are you still like, is the book on your back? Like,
I was trying to, I think the book is like strapped to my shield. Outside.
The priest like they let you do it because like it's a holy artifact. It's really resistant to damage. Like, it's probably stronger than the shield.
And
I have no need to open it, so just keep it
this
strapped to the front of
the
the
book. And
Yeah.
Nina's like trying to look at like the cover, the spine, like did she like make anything out on it? Like she's trying to. The book.
Describe the book.
This is the holy book.
No, what does it look like?
But what does it look like?
Yeah.
Well, it's probably very,
Necronomicon.
very fancy.
Screaming mouth on the cover.
Right.
It's probably like over the top fancy looking, like big on Catholic church decorative with like jewels and gold and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I knew it was important was whatever. The paladin used it a lot when it was doing its stuff.
Does Nina know anything about what this might represent? Like a historical standpoint or like
Yeah, you can do a religion check.
Religion. Oh, I'm good at that. That's a 22.
22. I think that this is you're like the first thing you're looking at is like, all right, this is in the like did you say this was from the Imperium or anything?
Mm-mm,
Okay.
no.
You look at it and like something about it, like you can tell that this is a holy book of not of the five divines, but of a deity of creation and fire, deity called Amalatar. God, that's so hard to say.
Wait, did you say it was a monitor of creation of fire?
Yeah, like this god that you know him as a like this, has some different forms as many of the gods do, like different practices of worship and stuff. But primarily from the where this god has had some like alliances and some commonality with Lathander, has been primarily this aspect of creation of fire and like cleansing sort of thing. And Amaunatar. That's Amaunatar.
I wonder if that'd be weird.
Sounds like we have food, so we'll take a quick break here, I think, because I'm very hungry. I haven't eaten since like 11 a.m. or something. We're going to take a break with this union of goods at the perfectly legitimate shop.
Only crack back into the word legitimate. Even more interesting.
Sit, patient, no one else is here.
Yeah, that's all we should.
Are you goods?
That was so good.
Double ray. Who lives with your animal?
That's it.
Yes, that's it.
Okay. That's nice.
Right.
So, get out of there. Well, get, come on. You don't need to be over there.
This one's just tomato.
And there's a pizza near the end of the table.
Yes.
Reminder.
Oh, I meant to order pizzas. I didn't think.
Oh, man, so mine.
This should probably actually add up, so that's fine.
It's spinach on this.
I know.
And shred. I feel like Monty's would fall off.
I know. I'm not impressed with,
Probably ridiculous.
I think the shop that we're close to must not be. Well, it's a big more shop, where it needs to be this.
Too many tomato slices.
They're on the ingredients.
Huge lots faster here.
The board wants you to reduce tomatoes per slice by 0.7%.
And each tomato you should be getting 14 slices out of, not 10.
It's really a sublet. They're like, want more or more, want more, you know, like, what's gonna mean when they cut it off?
Because like when you go in person to mod, that's kind of what they do, or at least used to be. I haven't been to one in person for a long time. If you they're like, sure, you just like add it.
Yeah.
You really gotta be in person to work with all.
Maybe that's the secret.
The guy's like, no, take some of those tomatoes off. We don't want them. So this thing they cut like an inch down the middle of the pizza. So you get like one long strip of pizza. Then you just push the two pieces together. And it looks like, you know, like that's now the perfect diameter of a pizza. But they steal like a strip, you know, like a 3-inch strip of pizza from your pizza. If that makes any sense. Like you put 2 lengths in the middle, remove that piece, and
What are
then
you
supply
talking about?
your two half circles together. Like,
Yeah, like, I can imagine what you're like. Who's doing this to you, Evan? What's the conspiracy? Like, do they do it all the time?
no,
They're all stealing.
I've seen video. It's
a strip of your
TikToks. I mean, TikToks.
Here with us.
Yeah. Somewhat. I mean, compare your pizza sizes. Something happened, I swear. Ugh. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Next level.
I did get a pizza from like Odd Moe's, like in Newburgh, where it felt like there were two slices that just seemed out of place. You know, like I've seen the picture, you know, where it's like it looked sketchy, and it looked like it kind of looks, you know, like someone put two random other slices in here, but you know, maybe they got mixed one fatter now. You know, I don't want to like think about it too much.
That's like that makes me
Those
go.
ones look different because they dropped them on the ground.
Yeah,
Right, they
exactly.
just slid
Yeah.
off the tray and
Mhm.
fell. So that's you know, when you put them back, they didn't fit quite as smoothly.
It's like got hair and stuff on it.
when I was hiking the Appalachian Trail, there was one night I was desperate to find a hotel room. It was like pouring rain, and it's like it's in a town, and there was like supposed to be these free campsites, but they were all taken. And,
Oh.
like it was just this horrible like I had stood outside of a grocery store with my backpack on, trying to like because in some trail towns like people will be like, oh, do you want to camp in our backyard? You know, like that's pretty common. So like stood outside of a grocery store for like 2 hours, hoping that somebody
Oh.
would like notice hikers that need a place to stay, and no luck. was calling around to different hotels, and this one hotel was like, well, we had some people check out. I mean, I don't think they actually really use the room that much. You could have their room for like $150 if you want. And I'm like,
$150 and you haven't
no.
claimed it or anything?
Like, yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
I'm not.
Are you legally allowed to do
Yeah,
that?
I'm sure that is not. Like,
Just put your tent up inside the room.
yeah, yeah.
Lay a tarp down on the bed and put
Yeah.
some bags on it.
Ended up paying way too much for another room.
Right.
It's kind of shitty, but
Still.
it was still like,
What's
yeah.
did you kill the bed bug before you left, or they?
Yeah, I was like, I'm not sure I'm willing to commit to that.
No.
Those people left that room because there was some blood stain.
Right.
You guys can have that room for like $200,
Yeah,
$300.
yeah. I mean, if he said like $50, I probably would have been like, okay.
How
maybe.
many blood?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right.
But I'm like,
Are they glistening?
already already paying 150. I'm gonna pay the extra.
Is it
50
definitely
because
human
$200?
Yeah. Mixed.
Somehow makes it worse.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, sweet sustenance. What is this? Yeah, so we guys are in the in Aloysius's shop, and in walked Crackback.
Shopping for goods.
Yeah, you think the book
for goods.
yeah, the book is you see some like it's like a lot of like things. It looks like that this book was ooh, yeah, this book has definitely been like rebound. Give me a little perception check or in addition to your religion check.
Oh, that's poor. 9.
Yeah, it definitely looks like the book's been rebound, so it like makes it a little bit more difficult. But you see, yeah, like some like symbols and iconography that like remind you of Minotaur, this god of fire that there are like many traditions that hold like fire into place and like a significant place, not only just like as a, kind of like in some cases, even like literally living thing in this universe, with like literal like elementals and stuff like that. But fire just having a really significant place in clearing away the old, making way for new creation, things like that, as well as being a dynamic thing itself. So there's this cult and this tradition of Minotaur that celebrates him alongside other like gods of creation and life, even and things. There's also elements of this god that have to do with just like the primal destructive nature of fire as well. But like many of the gods, they have many faces, many aspects. Especially the big ones, big concept gods when they're that big of a thing.
Especially the many face god.
We might be among the goods you're looking for.
There's one symbol on there that you notice that looks like very similar to like some Lathander symbology, but it looks like rays of the sun or like almost like something like coming from what looks like the earth or the world, like going out.
Mhm. Yeah, I think I probably out in the streets I had like my long hair kind of like swapped across my neck almost like a scarf. And I kind of just like brush it back so that my like the banner tattoo is visible as we're talking.
Completely lost on me.
Yeah, yeah. Fair. He just trying, but
Because your gang affiliation, you don't even know.
So we want to go to Nibbles and find more goods. Hoping he can help us recruit more goods. Keep the church here.
Well, let me see if I can find a friend of mine, and he'll go outside and like ring a little bell, and a street urchin will run up, and he hands him a coin and says, "Go see if Grungobuck's returned to the guild yet, or to the tavern, whatever." And then send him off.
Yeah.
About this book, may I take a look at it?
A decade ago, that would have been petunia.
Yeah. But I'd like to look at your book if you're cool with that.
Yeah, I'll just hold it like my shield. So that's like as close as you're gonna get though.
Yeah. Could you do like a history or arcana check?
Yeah, history or religion be the most like information gathering for the book. Arcana could be used to see if it has magical properties or if it itself is, you know, packing something special.
Yes. History or arcana.
I mean, it's the book.
It's the same. Religion. Never mind. Oh my god. Okay. 22.
22 religion.
Yeah.
What'd you get on yours?
Pretty good.
22.
Same.
Do you share any of the things that you've learned?
I would probably say like, yeah. I would probably make conversation about how we're common. We have some common allegiances with Ender and the book.
I don't believe I got your name, little one.
I'm crackback.
Crackback.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you may call me Al or Aloysius. This is Anita.
Jesus. Looking to keep a foot in Ur-Durra against the rising influence of the Imperium.
See the symbol that Nita points out that the symbol that you left onto a lot was that like almost like a rising sun, but different. Like it's clearly not. It's like you're very familiar with like the many ways that Lathander's been depicted or as like these symbols to represent. This is it seems similar, but it's not one of
It's not
them.
quite, yeah.
And you point this out to Aloysius. And between the two of you with those 22s, you identify this like there's something that you read about that was old, like collapsed or pre-collapsed stuff. Something that this fire god, like some of the other gods, it's like a failsafe or something. It's called the Sublime Radiance. And, like that symbol has something to do with that.
Interesting. Have you heard of the Sublime Radiance before?
You asking me?
Both of you, either one of you.
I think that you've like heard the term, but you don't have a lot to grasp on. Like, and then when he says that, you're like, "That's what that
That's the
symbol."
yeah. Ah, yes.
I don't know much
Good
about it,
recall.
but I recognize these symbols. Where did you get this book?
I inherited it.
Of course. Well, what have you been up to, Anita?
You guys chat away for
Yeah.
some time. Somewhere an urchin is running around the city checking for all the places that Gulbutt could be. And we will go. The camera pans out of that old completely legitimate shop or shop of completely legitimate things. Whatever it was.
Good.
Good.
Every time we go there, the sign's different.
It's just a sign that spins, like whatever.
It's like magically rotates.
Yeah.
Like, flips the verbiage every time.
That's so you keep the cops off of you.
Yeah, so I can never find it.
It appears to those who need it.
Yeah.
We oh yeah, Joel, I forgot. I need to check. Did you find the name of Who's
I did. It's in the one-shot chats, but it was Bombus, Rumbuckle, Millis, Bragout, Dimwittle.
Right. Yeah, this is
a lot of them.
I think we used Bombus again, didn't we?
I mean, sometimes names get reused. I mean, I'm not going to deny that.
No, I think maybe we just talked about him during this iteration of things.
I feel like they
That's
have
ridiculous. There's only one mark.
I think that's it. Bibbles is related to Bombus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Good one.
We're related.
yeah. Yeah, honestly, like I think I had it in my head that your uncle was with you, but then yeah, it was his coworker who like worked the company with him.
Yep.
And I do have that. Um,
Yeah, we just talked about him. He wasn't actually in town during this campaign. We just talked about him that he was taken 10 years ago.
yeah. Yeah, I was just trying to find the name because I didn't hear it perfectly well when you read it so quickly. Damn gnome names. Can you remind me? It's Bombus.
Bombus Brumbuckle, Millis Braggerjay Dimwittle,
Excellent.
yeah. At least that's what I had written in my notes.
Okay.
Which
So.
reminded me of one of my Nibbles' names. Because I'm pretty sure the Dimwittle part was in my name beforehand.
Excellent. So I think that Nibbles wanting to return to Ur-Durra was advised by Bombus that much of the Nibbles' old haunts, the family home, the main like company shop and stuff, had all been taken over by and put to use by Balagor nickel plenty and would certainly be dangerous places to teleport to. He tells you though that your uncle and he had not had kept secret some of your old haunts, some of your like one of which was your old workshop, and they had actually put it to use. He says to you with some excitement and some glee, in fact, that many of the that he and your uncle had gone through the what was it called, the house.
Say that one more time.
The House of Murder.
Nope, that's the other place. Why is it so hard to do things? Yeah, let's call. Yeah, I think it was the House of Innovation. The hall, the great hall that had housed many of the city's greatest inventions, the things that had been contributed towards the city's well-being, and like I think it was the halls of inspiration, where people would gnomes would come to look upon the mighty and great innovative works of the city to be inspired anew to make new and novel things. They had gone through, and he says that we heard exactly what the Imperium was going to do. They're going to try and get their hands on it, their filthy little hands on it all. So we went in. We went in and took some of the things. We took the best things. Some things we didn't even know what they did, but we took them anyway, and we
The
hid
Hall
them.
of Wonders? You stole from the Hall of Wonders?
We stole them for Ur-Durra to protect them from the Imperium. The halls are empty now, Nibbles. They took everything. Everything but what we took first. And he says, your old workshop in jumping to so many different things here. Because your old workshop in the Chrysanthemum district, the Chrysanthemum Tower. You know the spot. You used to hide out all the time when you were a teenager. This was a period of about 25 years. The teenage years for gnomes was long. So it was your favorite spot to get away from the
Oh.
family and do your own thing.
Yes, I have fond memories. But we don't need to go too much into deep. Do you think it's safe to go there?
I think so. We never told them about it. They never found in. Nobody ever heard about it. It wasn't on any of the books. It was. I think it should be still safe. Bibbles started going there on occasion when things were getting bad after his uncle was taken. Or after his father was taken. Your uncle. I keep getting that wrong.
Wasn't that you?
I thought we decided this was.
Oh yeah. You're right. You got it.
Oh,
got it.
no.
Got it. Yep. Never mind. Taken where?
We don't know. We haven't heard from him since.
And
It was
how
back
is old
when-
young Bibbles?
It was back when the council came back from their trip to the Imperium. We were already suspicious before they went, and when they came back, things got worse fast, and your uncle was taken not long after.
Freaking Innovation Council. Those bastards never did anything. I mean, sorry, I'm frustrated. Sounds like the Imperium has more and more things going on in our fair city.
Maybe it's time we fought back. Squeaky little gnome voice pipes up with all the courage he can muster. He's still a little wobbly from his long torment and torture and misuse by the whispered litany. It's been about I think a week since you guys did that.
Sounds alright. It is. And now we know that somewhere in our city is a body of the Whispered Litany. I think we can do some damage, Bombus.
Yeah, he tries to muster some courage, which is obviously shaken at the mention of the whispered litany. Yeah, you'll take the fight to her, right? And you'll keep everybody safe. You tell he's talking about himself.
We will take the fight to her. And yes, I will keep you safe. But, we gotta save Chomsky. And apparently, you left Bibbles alone? I mean, yes, you were taken.
He's coming into his own. He's a good kid.
Last time I saw him, he was blowing up pieces of Ur-Durra left and right. And the number of times that he took a drink. That poor child.
He did. He was doused more times than most, I'll admit. But Nibbles, didn't I hear you just died in an explosion of your own causing just before we left?
Died
Explosions
is
are
a
part of
little
progress.
bit of an overstatement. I believe I was always
would be-
going to be fine.
Meaning of an explosion that you had created.
I guess we are a wild group.
Well,
Do you,
let me know when you're ready. We can travel to the workshop. You can teleport us, right?
yeah, but do you know of anybody else that can be helpful? Or do we have a way to get a hold of Bibbles when we get there?
I'm sure we can find Bibbles, and we have I mean, you had some old friends. Most of the people that me and Bombus are working with got picked up or taken or killed by the Imperium, I think. I'm sure they like a memory crosses his mind and he grows quite sad because my mind's been my own again for a short time, and I'm still remembering the things that happened with her. She made me tell her things. I don't know how many friends I'll have left. But you knew some people.
I know a few. I wonder what's happening in the craft works. We'll find people. Come on, you ready to head to the shop? I haven't
Ready
been
when
to
you are.
Ur-Durra in far too long.
Yeah, he tells you, yeah, he's ready to go. Looks trepidatious, but encouraged by your confidence. To return to Ur-Durra. Oh, look who it is.
Yay!
Video and all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to use the restroom real quick. You guys want to catch up Sarah as welcome back to the arrival of Nibs?
Cool.
Oh, what's been going on? Who's dead now?
Still just Glamero.
And Thud. Thud has died
Aw.
now.
No,
Aw.
that is
Uh,
re-educated.
It's true.
Oh, okay.
It's worse.
That's so
Yeah,
much
well,
better.
yeah. There was a big speech by Nickel Plenty, the guy that had his eye ripped out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I remember him
Yeah.
well.
Yes.
There was the one and only Stanley Chinoli showed up at the town square to perform his 2 a.m. conference or performance,
Nice.
but it was overpowered by the apathy apocalypse.
The
And
apathy apocalypse.
and
I mean,
Right.
are we describing our modern era?
yeah.
It's a Gwyngold Imperium band.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then our poor one-eyed friend Chris Mallow got up on stage and called out several people, including the one and only Stanley Chinoli and Nibbles, as enemies of Ur-Durra.
Oh,
And that
really?
and said that Ur-Durra was under attack and got the crowd all fired up.
And Thud tried to protect the one and only Snow Cannoli.
Succeeded.
And yep. The one and only Snow Cannoli turned out to be a half lizardy gnome person. Still gnome? I'm not
Oh,
sure.
really? Okay.
He had scaly skin and wasn't really not like. I mean, Thud would have thought so. Thud would have thought he was a lizard person, but
Okay. Well, he thought it was disguise. He didn't realize that that's what you actually look like. No. But yeah, in the moment, he was able to distract the guards and allow the one and only Snow Cannoli to escape. Who I believe is still sticking around town to try and save face.
no,
I don't know.
I wanted to go and make sure that I warned everybody else in our party that
Yeah, that's right.
they were onto us and we were being sought after.
And a group of adventurers have found themselves in my character Aloysius's shop, where we're trying to figure out where Nibbles is, and are looking out for our buddy Grunglebuck as well.
Alright.
We have Crackback, if you want to describe yourself.
So,
I thought I heard Ryan, but I didn't see you.
yeah, I'm over here. So Nita and
Aloysius.
Aloysius were just standing in Aloysius's shop when Crackback of the Holy Book a goblin paladin walked in on his dog mount
Wow.
and said that they were looking for goods.
Aloysius is a fence that sells a lot of, stuff that fell off the back of trucks, and has been a long time customer of Nibbles. Everyone's kind of coming in looking for him, and we're trying to find him. And Aloysius is a older gnome gentleman in like a power suit, with like it's all black, but it's got a little purple thing in the chest in his hand. And it's got a pretty sick shield, but you can see he's definitely older, quite an old gnome. Does your character know Aloysius by any means, or have you?
Well, she is from Ur-Durra, so I mean, if you've been around, and her family were big into artificering.
There's definitely a lot of artificer
She was a
supplies.
complete failure. So, uh, so maybe if you got a family connection,
Or did you know Nibbles in any particular way?
either one would, I don't know, would be fine.
They have been kind of calling out, enemies of the state. So yeah, kind of whipping up a fur over what we've done, or how that was perceived.
That one guy's eye out.
Man,
Everybody loses their shit.
Doesn't even know he saw from.
someone gets charmed by the evil guys, and then they just go all over to their side.
Lose some weight.
He was already lost to the Imperium.
Yeah.
Now I'll have to get a new monocle.
You tell Sarah Thud got re-educated? Or
Yeah.
started
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's a shame.
Yeah, but the one and only Snowitch only got out, and that's all that really mattered.
And now
And,
Thud will spend the rest of his life hunting him down for the one gold Imperium.
I did give Bun Bun to the one and only Snowitch Noli, so
Take care of Bun Bun.
yep.
And we leveled up to level 15, right?
Yeah.
Are you playing a return character, or is this a new character?
I'm just gonna keep going because the character's already made, so I'm just gonna keep going with her.
Yeah.
I just have to level her up. So.
This is totally an aside, but I was playing this little card game called Here to Slay the other night, and there's a wizard named Bum Bun in it. I was like, and it's a rabbit, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is
I'm glad Bun Bun got out there, and he took his flask. I didn't say it, but he took his flask with him.
keeps it on the muffins.
Do you have to Harry and the Hendersons, Bun Bun? Like, no!
Yeah.
Can't you see we don't want you anymore?
I had to do that with Wolf. No, I think Bun Bun's probably like, oh, thank God.
I'm like, no, Bun Bun, don't cry. I'm scrambling to get out of here.
Don't fight it, I know.
All right. So I think I have to add Sarah here. So
Is Aloysius spelled Aloicious?
Aloysius.
Ysius.
Yeah, at least that's how it spelled it.
Okay. Aloysius.
I had no idea that's how it's spelled. I like attempted a Google spelling. I'm like, oh, really? Okay.
Sarah, what's your Maisie?
Yeah, Maisie.
Wimblebop?
Yep.
I just have you. Yeah, this Aloysius Killjoy. I think.
Yeah.
That's
Are
really
you still a fighter? Are you multi-classing or anything with your
I'll just
band?
keep going fighter.
Cool. And you were battle master.
Yeah.
Maneuvers.
All right. All right. So yeah. So Maisie and Grumblebuck.
Now, which
Are
one was Grumblebuck again? That was
Jared.
Jared? Okay.
The
Sorry, all
road
the
name.
gnomish names just sort of like.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. That was obviously struggling with all the NPC gnome names.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I messed up. All of Cryptos.
They all have so many names, and they all seem to be related to
I got a Diggles.
Yeah, the two of you split off from Thud and the one and only Sandwich Cannoli, and wound your way across Ur-Durra as quickly as you could. Oh, would Petunia have been with them, or what happened to Petunia?
Petunia. So Petunia went, with Runklebuck and
Okay.
Maisie
Yeah,
back to deliver stuff to Bibbles because she had been Bibbles' contact.
that's right. Yeah, so the three of them, with two of them having the others gone to make Sandwich's show, and two other companions having died at Hydroforge. Those three traveled across the city as swiftly as they could, with Petunia's guidance making a very quick time. And you wound your way to a up and around some secret turns and passageways, a couple very narrow, just look very much just not even passageways, but just cracks between buildings and things. You're going around back and through the city, and eventually you find yourselves in the Chrysanthemum Tower of Stone. It's known as the city still remember go around the central spire of the hub with these different things they call them petals, each one with a different flower name. Chrysanthemum is home to many of the a lot of working elements of the city. A lot of shops and things are over here, and warehouses and goods stores. In fact, we'll include Aloysius's shop is nestled in a dark nook in this district somewhere, to be to be one of the most convenient locations for the innovator in need of supplies.
always seems to be right outside the shop where someone got turned down.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, we don't have that. And then when you go outside, his shop is right next
It's right
to
there.
it. Like,
And nestled in this, normally very busy and thriving district, but right now still quite desolate with most of the city's population at the party in the center hub. You guys wind your way through kind of almost creepy, echoing, quiet version of this your home, a little bit unsettled by what you had experienced in the Hydroforge. You hear some strange noise coming from the hub as Perla begins performance eventually. Actually, probably a little ways out still in the timeline. So you guys head back and get to the shop, which is kind of this tiny little cramped shop that's right between two of the big hydroforge or hydro tubes that run one of the two of the main arteries that run through the chrysanthemum. Not an optimal spot, but certainly out of the way and not frequently traveled. You find your way there and do the secret elaborate knock that Diddles had described to you and his excitement, and with it's this sort of scatting sort of thing. You eventually get it right. You put it in wrong first, and you just was silenced. And you're like, oh my god, and you try it again and get it just right. And Bibbles opens the door and like
This is improv for their
swings the door open and she's inside. Like, where are you following? Where are you following? Anybody follow you? There's only what happened to the others. He like shuts the door. They're not coming.
No.
Sorry to hear that. Well,
It was
good and
as bad as we thought
Stand
it
with-
might be then.
yeah.
I told you needn't go in so soon. It would be more dangerous the earlier you went in.
Petunia just like sort of nods silently. We were perhaps rash. But the Imperium must be stopped. This is serious.
they sold us down the river. Did some dark contracts to make Ur-Durra part of Imperium. I think that's right. Yeah, okay.
Magic is no, it's going to power. Something is happening in there. Ur-Durra is being tied to the Imperium through magic in the Hydra Forge. But it's here, and she points to Rumble with the recording.
Brundlebuck will kind of hold it so he sees it and then just kind of like looked at him expectantly as if expecting money.
Feels like rushes forward for a moment, like catches your eye and you're meeting like, yes, of course, here, and like reach out and pays you all. I think it's like 200 gold a piece or something for retrieving the. So yeah, like pays you guys out the full amount. Actually, pays you more. Pays you the amount you would owe the full party, regardless of anybody dying. It just pays you out what your dead party members would have received.
There was another guy with
It's like-
in Glomero. He would need him, but
I'm sure he deserves payment as well. In memory of Glamero, and pays you out some more.
Memory of Rumplebutt's
And Bun Bun had a share as well.
And so did Gerp.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys get like, probably like practically double of what you with a 3 out of 6 I think surviving. So yeah, you get like 400 gold pieces.
Well, if I'd have known how that works.
This thing does not have the like that streak in it. I understand that this like creates some bad like motivation.
Drunglebuck.
I'm gonna be in the back.
Grunglebuck's next mission is going to be very different.
I have 15 coworkers on this one.
Sadly, none of them can make it.
Yeah. I can give them their share.
I'll make sure their families get their share.
Yeah, and Bibbles takes the recording device with like this brass work like eye thing with like this like iris that has like all these like overlapping like like leaves that like change, and like it's still like recording and looking around right now, and you see that it does like actually kind of like look around at things, and it's like a little bit unsettling. You've been holding it and feeling it like move the whole time. He takes it and like fiddles with it for a moment, and the eye like opens up and like all those irises like unfold, and it like ends up creating this like almost like a puppet stage, like that kind of art where it's like a bunch of just like random stuff, but if you look at it from the right like angle, it like creates the image or whatever. It's kind of like that because it like creates like all these like unfolding like little like apparatus like in brasswork pieces that like end up like creating like the like all collectively, or like this looks like you can clearly see like that very high perspective of the hydro forge, and you can see like small figures like walking around, and it's like the whole like apparatus for like this big, so you're like seeing this very small like readout. It says, this won't do at all, and like scratches his chin and he looks around and he like flips a lever in here, and you can feel like what would normally be, or like he flips the lever what would normally be something to like turn on some hydro forge powered like thing, and he's still and he like goes and like finds like this like just like a couple like gemstones things, like hits together, like almost like he's trying to like make flint or like make sparks, and then they both start just illuminating. And he like puts one onto the back of this the eye thing, like the eye, like where the nerve, like what was like the nerve of this like recording device. And you see that like light begins to like pour out of it, and it creates like this like almost like a shadow of like a puppet show on the wall. And says, "Oh, it'll take a little longer to connect it to my other machine, the full projector, but this can give us the highlights. Or this won't have any sound though. Do you want to wait for the full show, or should I show you what we can see? This will be about a full day's recording, so it might take. Maybe I'll take a moment. I'll go look at it, and I'll show you
Okay.
what I find."
Sounds good.
He like trundles off and starts like fiddling with this larger contraption. And like it starts humming to life, and you can see it's like some flame is erupting in the back of it, and it's like preparing to like put this thing in there and like make a bigger display of what it has recorded. Um, and um, he yeah, and then in that time while he's working, you guys collectively take your first breath since your near escape from the Hydro Forge. Those of you here.
I knew we should have waited.
Yeah. That probably would have been wise. I've never done something like that before, where people died.
Stay away from things like that usually. Sometimes what's necessary is necessary, but
They didn't deserve to die.
no.
But those that are helping the Imperium, maybe they might. I don't know. Maybe they're just being forced. Maybe it's just those Imperium.
An accomplice is an accomplice at this point. We are in much greater danger than we ever imagined.
Yes.
Yeah. We thought we were trying to help someone who'd been magically charmed by him. How far that got us. So
Yeah. Making our way through the city, would we have any idea that we are now on the most wanted list?
I think you guys made it back because like the others had like were able to do a short rest before the big show, so you guys have a little bit of time before that announcement is going to take place.
So what comes next?
well, considering that the city was sold out to the Imperium, maybe we gotta lay low or get out. I don't know.
It's looking like that. Who I have some contacts who don't work with the Imperium. We are not friendly to it, but
Are you
making
sure they're
word.
not magically compromised too?
It's impossible to know. I may be packing my things and getting out at this point.
Might be wise.
Where are you going? I don't know where to go. Ur-Durra is the only home I've ever known.
Same.
Well, I don't want to leave my workshop. My workshop, actually, my workshop's gone unnoticed for a really long time. If that'd be helpful to people fighting the Imperium, maybe it's a spot that people can use.
Is it sort of well hidden?
It's out of sight. It's down an alley that doesn't get a lot of traffic, and it's discreet, mostly unnoticed. Maybe with some extra reinforcing, or maybe just the mundane nature of its.
It got a
Uh,
paper trail back to you? Like someone looks through the city records, they're gonna see your name with a deed to it?
No, I I teed. That's I've never owned anything like that in my life. But I found it a while, I mean, years ago now. It's been a good spot, and I've never been bothered.
We can check it out, I think. What do you think?
Any place is good if you're certain it's secure.
Best I can tell. I've added the power and most of the access and features of it I've added myself. It was just some empty little room before, down a side alley. Well, it seemed long forgotten.
You ever had a
You
secondary
guys are gonna
escape
leave?
route from it?
You guys are gonna go. You're gonna leave me here, Bibbles?
We're just,
I've been
No,
I've been alone.
no,
no.
we're talking big picture. Where, if we need to lay low, where are 6 spots?
Well, here's safe for now, I think. My my cousin had some friends, people that he worked with that I think might be able to help us if we can convince them things are bad enough. Um,
Uh,
I wish Nibbles were here. He always knew what to do. And as he says that, Nibbles, tell us how you teleport into this very room.
Ooh,
With a pop and a bang, and someone cast a disintegrate spell really loudly.
yeah,
We're into the room with Bombus in tow, and I rolled a
Maisie.
75, and I know this place very well, so it goes off without a hitch.
Yeah,
Maisie just
absolutely.
leaps back on guard.
Piece their pants.
Pop, pop.
There is just yeah, like Bibbles like lets out a scream and then just like "Cousin!" and he like runs to you, Nibbles, and like gives you the biggest hug. It's been quite some time, years, over a decade since you've seen Bibbles, and he has grown into a full adult gnome with something approaching a beard being grown. It's impressive for many gnomes already, but he's got a little bit that he's trying to work with.
Last time we saw him, he was only up to here.
Yeah.
Now he's over here.
He just devours you in this hug that is so tight. You are embraced aggressively.
Holy shit, Bibbles.
Roll for initiative.
You see a firebolt out between his hands. She thought it was.
I'm here. You're here.
Yeah, why are you... Have you been touching my stuff?
It's immediately abashed. He absolutely has and cannot hide it. Like he looks around and like kicks aside like some little like project he's been working on. It's like on the ground, it's falling with all the commotion. Just a little. I didn't think anybody knew about this place. I thought it might be safe.
I'm just joking with you, Bibbles.
Oh, Nibbles. Oh, I'm so glad to see you. Oh my God.
I look around
You
the
haven't lost
room.
your
Who are these good people?
friends, Nibbles. They retrieved. I invented this. And he like shows you this like brass eye that's like trying to look at you, and it's like half disassembled now, so it's like trying to focus but can't. It's like making these like whirring, clicking noises as something isn't working right. It's like I made this to spy on the Imperium. They helped me get it back.
Is that a recording device?
Quite
With
ingenious.
audio and video?
His grin almost bisects his entire head as the praise from Nibbles hits his heart, and he says, "Exactly. It can record what it sees and what it hears. The hearing is like it's easy to do on its own, but the sight and then they can record. They can play it back too, Nibbles. They can play it back too.
Lenses. This is beautiful, Bibbles.
I've been very busy. He excitedly like moves around, so it's like showing you these other various things he's created and like been working on. And you, the rest of you, can tell like this. These are not relevant and useful things. They're just like random things. Like it's like this. It can make it look like your footprints are bigger than they actually are, and it doesn't add any weight to your feet. I know how it gets so tiring to walk around all day. Uh,
I go. Dibbles goes from like happy to slightly sad. Chomsky would be proud.
He tears up a bit. Thanks, cousin. I like to think so. It's been so hard without him and without you. Bombus, you're back too. So it's a great reunion. A bad day. On a real bad day.
Bad day.
All the friends here that got this the recording back for me. Not all of them came back. Things are bad, Nibbles.
It's serious.
I mean,
There were 6
This
of us.
lady's here. This lady from the Imperium. She's called the Five-Tongued Voice. I think she's behind it all. I get a bad feeling every time she looks at me. She knew our family, and she knew that my dad was taken.
nickel plenty.
He was there. He was in the
He was
head
there.
Maisie looks down.
Did you kill him?
We tried. But
He's been.
he ran away. He's shifty and a coward.
Oh, that's Nickel Plenty, not the other guy. All right, never mind. I got him confused for a second.
You got
Sorry.
some of those gnomes confused. Impossible. Yeah. Bellaborn Nickel Plenty was the self.
That's the bad one. Yeah.
Consort of the Five-Tongued Voice.
Yeah.
Bastard.
He's working with the voice.
He's
Yeah.
working with the whispered litany.
Yeah. Remember that?
Nibbles still has had some friends. I think you might be able to get to them and let them know that he's back and that he needs help. He might bring some people to help us.
Okay.
And he says, Nibbles, do you think Aloysius might still be around? I haven't heard from him in a little. He's been lying a little low. His shop keeps moving.
Names.
Aloysius. That's a good idea. I did meet some friends along the way in my travels. I believe one of them said they might be coming. I believe. I heard she might be around here. We can find them. But, cousin, it's dangerous here. The Imperium is bad business. One of the
They're
Whispered
terrible.
Litany's bodies, just in general, shit's going down. Not just here, but east, past the Cragspires. There's a lot of bad things happening. You need to be careful.
I've been careful. It's the only reason I think I'm still alive. I pretended not to know anything, and then Bombus, I think you were able when they took you. I thought I was next, but Bombus like gives him a big hug and says, "I tried my best to keep from telling them anything they didn't ask directly, and it was tough. But I didn't say you were involved in anything." And Bibbles, because I've been being really careful, Nibbles, and I think that's the only reason I'm still alive. And a lot of people, I think more of us are realizing we have to fight if we're going to try and keep our city. And it's not right for us to just up and leave. And I think you hear a bit of a barb in that, having left Ur-Durra for so long and not having been here to help stop all this stuff that's happened. And he looks up at you with like almost like an immediate apology in his face, with that unsaid or like undirectly said.
Strike him, Nibbles.
No, you're right. I'm sorry that I haven't been here. Like, there were bigger things, and you remember. Well, I don't know if you remember Xerox, but they needed my help. And hell, the fucking whole Free Cities needs my help right now, but
You fighting for the Free Cities?
we're the big Help King is fighting for all, and hopefully gonna kick some Imperium ass, but my business is here. I heard that Chomsky was taken. I heard what that bastard Nickel Plenty did. I'm here for business. Now, is there any way we can get to Aloysius without being seen? This needs to be quick.
I know, right? Wait, where's Aloysius' shop?
Bill says that the shop keeps moving, and he says, I think he's in connection with the urchins and the runners, the kids on the street. You know, if you could ask them,
Oh yeah, no problem.
you know
It's like-
all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Petunia steps outside for a minute and comes back and has the answer.
Yeah, you know exactly where the shop currently is, and you can make it there and back in no time.
Petunia tells them it's on the chrysanthemum petal and that they can get there.
Hey, Petunia,
Yeah.
do we still have that scroll that what's his name One Eye was supposed to read?
Oh no, that's been
Holy
Very deep behind the forge. Secret spot.
I think we don't have it.
But you
I
can hear
don't.
what it says.
We didn't ever try retrieve it.
We didn't retrieve it.
Okay. All right.
But we know what's on it. It was read
Yeah.
out loud.
I mean, maybe that's tomorrow's mission. We could go back and get it. Maybe.
Yeah, I was just thinking this fella seems like magical. So he might look at it.
Me?
Yeah. That was the magical thing you did, right? Teleporting in and out.
Oh,
It was the scroll and it was sad and it said, well, we had a friend, and Petunia starts to cry and just like stops for a second. And then she's like, oh, we did have a friend he was good with runes. And she
Amazing. Petunia. Just let it out.
was just Petunia's face. She's like finally dealing with the emotions.
so much.
Did.
They did some sort of dark ritual regarding the fate of Ur-Durra, so I think if we could get someone to see what actually happened there, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, the recording, it'll show.
That's right, the recording.
We tried to hide the scroll so they couldn't read it, but he knew it.
Anyway.
He must have read it before. He remembered the words. We tried
Or
to
was
stop
fed
it.
him.
Yeah, something.
All that whispering.
Whispering?
Oh yeah, that was weird. There were like all these voices that just sort of came in and out and
Saying things. Yeah. Throughout the whole area. I did not like that one bit.
No. Very
I was thinking I was losing my mind there for a bit.
Nibbles would know that means that the Whispered Litany is present, or that's her.
I think that Nibbles would definitely recognize the calling card of the Whispered Litany for sure.
God damn it. We gotta hurry.
It's bad.
Can you get me to Aloysius? We'll talk more about this in a second. We
Yeah, I
need
can get you.
numbers.
Let's go.
Let's
Dibble
go.
says,
Good job. Can
What-
you get that video up and running?
I can, but if we all are running around town together, we're going to be pretty noticeable. I've been learning a lot about trying to be sneaky and out of sight, and being in a big crowd with a lot of interesting looking folk is not the best way to do it. So, Petunia, I think you could make it there and back discreetly. You
Yeah.
want to bring them here?
Yeah. If it's safe here.
I mean, him. It's just Aloysius.
Oh, just
It's
Aloysius.
not three
Right.
people. for
Fair.
sure.
You can get Aloysius. Sure.
I think Al sent a young
Yeah, yeah.
man out.
I think
That's right.
I think like as soon
That was like
Yeah.
later. I
as soon as you like step out, you like almost run into
Yeah.
another child and
Yeah.
like come to like check in. Like it's like, oh, like there are more people there? Like, okay.
Okay.
Have them come here. And
Yeah.
then you're just like done.
Yeah. Just tell the urchin to have them come here.
The urchin network works swiftly and
Very quick.
efficiently.
We know our shit.
Can I send along a little letter just so they believe him?
If you think that's necessary.
Who wouldn't trust him?
I mean, I wouldn't just trust any old urchin that came and dragged me and said that Nibbles was here. And also tell him not to tell a bunch of people.
We stay up by our
Uh,
discretion.
I think at that moment also like when you're about to you open the door and this like kid pops in and he's just like he like slips in the door like even before you like invite him in, does not stop to wait, it would be regular. So you are like there's just a moment for Petunia, just like, oh, okay, it's one of these kids. But the rest of you are just like, who the hell is this kid who just like slipped in there? And he's just like he like nods at you. It's like Petunia, there's some bad news and some good news. You have some friends that they like to have wish it's a shot. This must be Mr. Nibbles. Yeah. All right. And guessing Grumbuffo?
Grunglebuck.
Grumbuck. Got that one wrong when they announced we wanted your fucking head.
Well, that's bad news indeed.
Nibbles, you too. They know you're back.
What?
Already?
How do we know?
Don't ask me. They said it. They said it on stage.
On stage?
Yeah.
What'd
Yeah.
they say?
You
Who
saw
said
no
it?
one.
I never seen no one.
Excellent. See. Good idea.
At the party going on at the hub. There's a couple bands playing a battle royale of the bands, from what I hear. One was slain on stage. One was killed utterly by the poor performance, by the embarrassment. It sounds like at least they had to run away. But the other one, they stayed on, played some powerful music, from what I hear. But then one of the Council of Innovators came on stage. His face badly ruined, torn asunder, eyes both gouged out. He had been
Oh,
attacked.
gouged out.
He was blinded. And he said that it was all of you that did it. He said it was Nibbles. You were all aligned with Nibbles. And there were other rogues that were against Ur-Durra. You're all wanted.
Last one.
So you admit
Well, hells.
you attacked the Hydroforge and took his eye.
They took all 5 of his eyes.
Don't worry, Petunia, I know you had a good reason.
He's working for my hearing.
Makes sense.
It was correct.
For him or you?
Everyone.
Hmm.
You see like a single tear. Yeah, like hold back more. Probably best we don't leave right now. Can Aloysius come?
I'll go get him. And the others too.
Yeah, they can come here discreetly.
Of course.
You know,
It's the only way I know.
I'm
And you see the kid like steps out and like goes into like a sewer grate and like is just like gone with his seconds.
Get there on the road.
Grumble looks out in the street and just like, there's no one out here.
There's stairs that lead right up there.
Let's wait to that pet.
You see like come out of the sewer like just across the street, like, why'd you do this?
The street just starts walking on the sidewalk.
Diversion.
Some minutes pass as Bibbles and Nibbles chat between each other before Bibbles goes back to continue working on the projector and integrating the eye into it. And during that time, some time passes and Nibbles, there's something different about your workshop that you didn't notice when you first came in, because there's like it looks like it should be there and there's some symmetry to it. One of these hydro tubes is new. Someone has made a dramatic change to your shop.
Is it hydrogen?
There are two hydro tubes running through the shop. It's it's kind of like this little work that's kind of like nestled in this little spot that's like in this like kind of like forgotten like utility space almost in the city. And you remember there was one of the hydro tubes, one of the main arteries for the chrysanthemum tower that ran through here, and now there is a second one.
Hey, Bibbles,
Mm-hmm.
why is there two tubes into the shop now?
He looks at you confused. Have there always been two?
Not one.
Rhonda steps forward and says, "Your Nibbles, your uncle and I had a few tricks up our sleeves, and well, all those wonders had to go somewhere." And he starts like fiddling with the back of the tube and like finds this like secret release and opens it up, and like this whole like panel opens up and you see just like the Matrix, like the gun out, like aisles like showing up, or like something like happens. And you see like all these innovations, all these creations that are going to be the fuel that elevates you guys to effective level 15 with the riders. You find all of these devices that can like mimic or recreate all these abilities and spells and like all these things. And says, and he like hits it with his elbow. They had to go somewhere. Had to be somewhere people wouldn't want to mess with. Who would want to mess with an insanely pressurized tube of water? And he cracks it open, and there's just like this glowing. As you guys can look at it and begin gathering what tools you need to elevate yourself to level 15.
That's a gearing up montage.
Yeah, exactly.
He takes a few that other people are not claiming, and she's just amazed at this. Just, it's genius. That's such a perfect disguise.
For you. You're saying level 5.
You can have this one.
So, cool doing.
Level 15. It billows so hard.
Very useful item.
Yeah, so you guys start like gathering some different things, like fiddling with like explosions. Things are happening in this like little workshop. Like there's a safe area, like blast area. Every gnomic workshop has a blast area to handle explosions safely.
We're gonna be gone. Spray that they spray on it after it explodes.
Tunnels are strongly built.
And you begin practicing with your new equipment. And in that time, Bibbles is working on the projector and our new heroes are assembled into the workshop, joining the others. So we'll have Aloysius, Nita, and Crackback join the party at this time. As there you hear like even like around the block, like you hear there's like as like somebody's activated some magical device to see what it does. And you quickly find your way, led by an urchin, through the darkest, dankest passages through Ur-Durra. And
Who will fit that sewer?
Feeling smaller than me.
Is
Hey,
the
Meatloaf.
forge-
Meatloaf just trots up unknowingly.
is the forge back on finally?
The Hydroforge is not turned back on.
Uh. Nibbles notices that it's quiet.
Is the outage longer than it's expected?
I think that as you guys are joined by these other people, some time passes, and the realization soon hits you that they are now like absolutely behind schedule on bringing the Hydroforge back online. It was supposed to be done at the end of like the festivities overnight. Like the party was supposed to go on till like 3, 4 a.m. or something, and then it was supposed to be kicked back on. And the next day, everybody retire or whatever. But it's past that time. It's like you can tell Dawn is like not quite ready to break it. So it is still like late in the year. We were still in like the winter months in our big help game. So it is still a long night, but it is definitely approaching morning. You can see some hints of dawn approaching the sky.
Why is the forge off? It never goes off.
They were doing updates, which was
Yeah, updating us to the Imperium.
yeah.
And who thought that was a good idea?
Back to the council.
A five-tongued woman.
They've been
Woman
usurped.
with 5 tongues.
Yeah,
Thank
whatever
you.
her name. Her name is.
Five-tongued woman. She's huge.
What was her title?
The five-tongued
Voice.
five-tongued voice.
Five-tongued voice.
Now she's
The five-ton lady.
Interesting.
I've heard she's enormous.
Yeah.
They somehow co-opted the council. I think they put them all under some charm effect, and
Yeah.
by
I think it
the council's authority, we were sold to the Imperium.
Petunia would say that it was it was like a longer term effect, like not something that's easily dispelled, like ingrained over time.
Mm-hmm.
They've corrupted the council.
I heard they were getting shifty after they visited the Imperium. As most people do.
Oh, they went over there?
That's what Bombas said.
Mm.
And then apparently they emptied the Wondered Hall. The Hall of Wonders.
No
makes more
less
sense.
But that's why you all get this. Because they got there first, apparently. Good job, Bombas.
At least some things were saved.
I can't believe we let it get this. I mean, I wasn't here. So I'll give some sympathy, but how the hell did we let it get this bad?
Because we didn't know how bad it was until it was too late. Until we didn't know the Imperium could make so many people just go along with them and do it so quietly.
Well, I mean, they got the 5 gods to go along with them.
True.
I think we've underestimated how powerful they are.
Well, they underestimate us gnomes all the time. We'll show them. And there's a great, good people out there fighting us. Good fight for the free cities. They'll get what's coming to them.
Petunia gets like a little smile and like almost starts to cry again. But she's like through the tears, is just like, I want to help.
You can help. Trust me. Now go tell everybody that you can find that happened down there. Unless you
Does
want to come with
Petunia
us
want
now.
it? Does Petunia want it as well?
Who's on that list?
No.
Or stay hidden for a while.
We're gonna have to keep a low profile. But we can get around the city. And I think we know at least some of the people we could trust.
Now that's
Maybe
helpful.
maybe we can establish some safe houses and sort of build a resistance.
Well, welcome to Nibbles' Help Gang.
Petunia starts to cry again.
Look, we've got patches. And I hand you a patch.
Viva la gnomish resistance.
Quickly sews it on something. Wait, like an eye patch or a patch like a
Like a coat
bag?
patch. Like a badass
Yeah.
jacket patch.
Yeah.
It's
You
got
just spin it.
like the spires of Ur-Durra with a BH on it.
Nice.
Mhm.
Imagine around this point the door like opens and hits a little bell. Suddenly the people have come in. You're all wanted. I don't think you should have the doors unlocked.
I thought we locked that.
Oh, Nibbles, I missed you.
Delicious. You're here.
It is so good to see you again, old friend.
I give him a big hug.
Oh,
It's
I'm brittle.
Still don't like touching? Okay, whatever.
No, it's my bones. They've gotten a lot, thinner. The suit helps protect me a lot, but careful with the big hugs. You're such a strong one.
Thanks.
Uh,
I've had
I've brought
training.
some people. You remember Anita? Yes.
Nibbles, always a pleasure.
I heard you were going to be here. It's good to see you again.
Nice to be back.
Have you been since, the forests?
Doing well. Been in and out of Ur-Durra and the city. Nibbles.
That
Come
was
back.
weird.
This is a good phrase.
Sorry, I got booted.
Did you hear your praise? Your high praise?
Nope. Didn't hear a word of it. But thank you. I'm blushing.
You're a great organizer of goods and a fighter of bads. Crackback would like to help you in your quest.
Oh. That is quite the book you got there.
The holy book.
It has
Book of what?
Holiness.
Something to do with the sublime radiant? It says.
Hmm.
I don't know. I couldn't get rid of him.
But he seems to be among the goods.
We'll take all the help we can get.
Mm.
Can we trust this one, Aloysius?
I mean, can you really trust anyone?
Yes, you.
No.
You can.
Not really.
Bibbles, family, friends. You all have been scorned.
Bombus
Get
says, I have a way we can all trust each other. If we agree.
Yeah.
Maisie looks
Yeah.
suspicious.
He goes and like rummages among the like the pipe full of all these inventions and stuff, and he pulls out what looks to be like a dappled sort of like orange sized ball with like a little like wick and a candle wick on it. It doesn't look like it's wax. It looks like a container that like holds some other material and has a wick on it. Yeah. So he says, everybody breathe in deep, and he like pulls it, like creates a little flame and lights this thing and sets it in the center of the room, and it like fizzes for a minute, and just like there's a little bit of smoke coming off. It's kind of like this like kind of teal color, and then it explodes, and the room is immediately filled with this like heavy smoke, and you're all like breathing it and coughing, and you are all under the effect of the zone of truth, a chemical zone of truth. Unless you
think,
want to resist.
Yeah, Maisie would hold her breath to try to see what the effect is on everyone else before just blindly trusting this fellow with his weird candles.
Bombus and Bibbles both just like breathe deep and like go in for it, and they're like, I can speak no lie.
So she's invested with those guys.
Yeah.
So
Aloysius just takes a deep inhale. Oh, I thought this was going to be something good.
Aloysius, my stash is over in that corner. It's right there. Don't worry. We'll find that later.
He winks.
What's the DC check against this, Mark?
This is a wondrous object that was held within the halls of innovation. So that does not necessarily mean it's good or bad. So it could be terrible or great. It's not super high.
And is it like wisdom or what? Wisdom?
Yeah,
Wisdom?
we'll call it I think it's a wisdom save for
Okay.
zone of truth.
Charisma.
Oh, charisma. Yeah, totally
Oh
charisma.
shoot, charisma? Why?
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right, that's a 7.
That fails surprisingly. The DC is 9.
Wow.
Maisie finally goes.
I got a 9.
Hey!
Bibbles and Bombus like look at everyone like it's customary to breathe deep, so we can all know who's telling the truth.
Nibbles breathes real deep.
I don't like mind-affected magics, especially not after what we saw down there.
This is a trust circle. A trust circle.
is it
But then
trust?
probably just say something like, I can't read.
Um, so yeah, these two at least seem to be voluntarily saving or failing their save. Well, Maisie fails. It's like coughing up heavily. Grumblebuck breathes in and like tries to like do this like show of breathing in, but like still is like trying to like resist, and seems maybe to have done so. It's unlike your spell, this Zone of Truth grenade does not give the user knowledge of who failed.
Act like I can breathe too.
Mhm.
I think Nita would probably say, like, just sort of as a gentle reprimand to her friends, being like, generally it's customary among friends to let you know beforehand that you're throwing this out there.
We're dropping truth bombs.
But
Expedience seemed the subject of the moment.
And it was excellent. Well done.
one of the expedient issues at hand, I agree. Yeah, yes, I understand your position.
He looks around at you all, having been I just asked this question, how do we know if we can trust each other? And then bombed you with gas, and looked at you all expectantly, haven't I solved that problem?
Well, I might have
Once
done a little bit to
we-
hamper the
we follow-
trust. But at least we'll all tell the truth now.
My name is Maisie Wimblebop.
Very
With a
truthful
nod.
statement.
Yep.
And do you want to help fight the Empire?
Yeah, I want to drive those
I think we're all.
bastards back to the hells.
See, we can all be trusted.
We want the Imperium out of Ur-Durra for sure.
Dura for Ur-Durrans.
Right, son.
In his honor.
The Imperium's here, and it's the minorities they're using.
Yeah.
The next ration campaign.
Yeah.
Like thugs thrashing around in chains with a smile, just
And I think at that moment, Dibbles says, Eureka! And he with a loud chunk, this very this machine of all this brass and all this stuff finally starts humming and working, and a image begins to flicker and come to life on the wall. You can see that this is this shadow thing, this shadow display, this puppet display thing that's made by the light cutting across all the internal apparatus and little pieces that come up and are constantly moving to show the changing scenery of the recording. And then in addition to that, with this projector, it also has these little lights that project light onto the shadow. So it's this weird thing where there's the shadow is this magical inky shadow that it's casting that's creating this nice background for them almost cartoonish coloring that's being applied onto it, because there's only a handful of colors that it has. And so some things are just very oversaturated and stuff, but it starts flickering into life. And there is a moment that it's quiet for some time, nothing happening. Then you can see some gnomes come in and start shutting down the hydro forge and start disassembling the outer shell of the beating heart of this thing. Suddenly then slowly revealing the bellstone crystal inside. And then in a moment that strikes some amount of fear, a fear earned through experience in both Bombus and Nibbles, an unmistakable figure, even with this different visage she's wearing, the movements, it is almost painfully obvious when the whispered litany walks into frame. Some of you see the 5-ton voice. Nibbles, you see the whispered litany wearing a different skin. And I think we'll end there for the session. We'll pick up with the recording next time, and what's next?
Wait. Is this a different skin? I wouldn't know if this was still one of the other bodies. Fine.
the Buffalo Bill skin suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad we all got to meet up.
Yeah.
It's always good to start.
Nope.
Oh.
This is gonna be a fun group. I can tell.
There wasn't much action for Grumble until this time.
No, it's fine.
Talk about price celebrating. I mean, He got what he wanted, right?
Yeah.
He
I got
just married
money.
against
Mission
the ice.
accomplished.
Mission accomplished.
The people he just met died, but who gives a shit?
I mean, one of them was this weird mushroom tunneler that like had met literally minutes before he died.
Just appeared out of a hole somewhere. You supposed to care about this guy? No, it's the mission.
I don't even know if you know if Thud's dead yet at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Thud's not dead.
Right, yeah. He's dead to me.
What's that?
This is my attempt at being Julian Assange. I don't know if you've seen Taskmaster season 16, I think, whatever, but he was one of the contestants.
Wait, Julian Assange?
No, I'm sorry. Julian, that's sorry.
On Twitter.
What's his name?
Julian.
No,
Clary.
Clary, yeah.
Oh man,
That, oops, yeah.
Like-
Totally different.
Different.
what a
Yeah.
pull for your character.
Yeah, what a weird.
It's none. It's Julian Assange.
Clary. He's so hilarious in that Taskmaster. I'm like, oh man, I gotta use this guy's voice.
Julian Assange is for Thud. Pretending to be imprisoned.
Orange Julius or something like that, whatever his name was. There's not a whole lot of Julians out there, and I've of course the wrong one forever.
Which season of Taskmaster?
16, I think.
I love
Pretty
that
sure
show.
Oh man.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Yeah, he hates Alex for, pretending to hate Alex.
But it was pretty great.
All right. Good night, guys. Thanks for
Night.
the game, everyone.
Yeah, Taskmaster Hotel was like one of my favorite little. It's very good. Don't forget my foods. My foods. My foods. Where about
Oh,
Yeah, right?
Venmo is
Oh, I know
available.
what you're talking about. Okay. Good night, everybody.
I think it was like like $12 a set. So yeah.